everyone. Welcome to another episode of Drop Frames. It's Sunday, June the July, July,
It's July, buddy.
the 6th.
It's Jaloon 11th.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Appreciate everyone being here on this. Hey, it's actually not raining for once in Texas, which is great.
Not there.
Well, at least in my area. I don't know north of me.
I'm on the East Coast.
Is it raining for you?
Yeah, hurricane just landed on South Carolina's shores. Thankfully, it was tropical storm. Got downgraded. So, but still, just a lot of rain.
You got a what's the name? What's the name we got here?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, let's call it Tropical Storm Zeke.
Tropical Storm Zeke.
Wait, no, I don't want to be responsible for the destruction of people's homes and stuff.
I mean, we've already done it. There's no more National Weather Service, Zeke, so we can just make things up, and people have to fired. Yeah.
So the guy, they hired us to make the name, but the guy that changed his name got fired. So unfortunately, it is now Tropical Storm Zeke. Tropical Storm Zeke.
Okay.
Lonely Brain.
I'll take it.
Usually, I would say we don't make the rules, but in this case, we do.
We do.
And that's why it's named that. Yeah. That's how that works out. We got a little bit of news this week. Not the greatest, happiest bit, so strap in because that'll be interesting to go through. A lot of stuff out of Microsoft, then some conversation around Game Pass, and yeah, there's some stuff there.
Raph.
Yeah,
some interesting words to say.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit of what we've been playing. I mean, I guess maybe we could start with it. I don't know. I finished Death Stranding 2 last night. It's done.
How long? How many hours?
58 hours, I think, all in. And I did rush the final, I would say 7 or 8 hours. I did every road, and then I didn't do every road.
So you were like 100%ing it up into a point.
Yes.
And then you were just like, you know what? I just want to wrap this up.
Yeah, yes, it kind of similar to what happened in the first one, where like I spent so long in that world, and then I started getting the drip feed of like story towards the end, and I was like, well, I gotta know. Like I can't. I'm sorry, but these roads are not going to be built. I have to see where this story leads to, and once you kind of start the final, like 7-ish hours, the game just like strap in. You're about to experience some shit. Like, it was very good.
That's, I mean, I played Death Stranding 1, but I just got done like yesterday finishing up, or not yesterday, day before yesterday, finishing up Metal Gear Solid 5. And that seems right. Like, as far as that goes, like, it was just like, towards the end, it was like, here's a bunch of bullshit you have to do. You have to do all these side quests, like these side ops in Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
Yes.
And then it was like, all right, now we're going to ram story down your throat for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, sounds good. It was like menial mission, plot.
That's kind of like that's how his, I don't know if that's just how he always structures his games, because it is.
Maybe.
I mean, a lot of the Metal Gears are backloaded, where the final couple of hours, they just like download a ton of information at you.
Yeah.
But then again, that's also just video games in general. I don't know. It's hard to say if that's his general MMO. Ko, I saw you. Did you stop playing? Are you done?
No, I didn't stop playing. I actually started playing Lies of P, and that was a mistake.
Okay. Because you started a brand new save.
I started a brand new save, but I also like I had to kind of just be honest about it. I played Death Stranding, or I have played Death Stranding for about 10 hours.
Yeah.
I started Lies of P, and the plan was to do split streams. But then in my mind, I was like, well, I played Lies of P just kind of on a whim, and I was like, I'm super enjoying this. So then it was, let me just get to the DLC. So I'll do a couple all-day streams of Lies of P. And I got to the DLC, and it's like, well, now I'm at the DLC. Now I got to do the whole DLC. So Death Stranding 2 is on pause.
Okay.
And the reality of it is I like Death Stranding 2. I am enjoying it more than Death Stranding 1. It is awesome, and I plan to finish it. I thoroughly am enjoying Lies of P more from a gameplay perspective.
Got it. Yeah,
So it's like that. I just wanna play that right now.
makes sense. How where did you leave off with Death Stranding?
Whew. The story has gotten very weird. I'm currently
No, it
on
hasn't.
my.
No, man.
I'm currently only on my 3rd or 4th road built. I'm working my way that way and still trying to figure out what the hell is going on with so many things, so many questions.
Okay, well, if you're building roads, then you've moved. Let's say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I've played a lot of it. I'm not going to give it up. I mean, if anything, I'm going to play it just for the cutscenes and story.
Yeah.
I've been playing more thoroughly than that, and I will most likely continue to play more thoroughly.
Okay,
than that. I just got to get this. You're gonna get this Lies of P out of my system.
Yeah, you're
But-
further along than I thought.
Like somebody said, I'm on the 3rd or 4th region in Australia, in another area.
Yeah. That makes sense. I didn't realize you were that far along. So, yeah. I tweeted this morning. It's hard not to sound hyperbolic about the final moments of Death Stranding, final 6 hours of Death Stranding, because like multiple times I streamed it, I had to pause, and I wasn't doing it for like comedic value. It was because I actually had to think about what was happening and why it was happening, and I had to like think about.
Or were you having? Tell me something. Were you having expansive "this is deep" moments, or were you having Kojima-isms?
Both.
Where it was more like trying to wrap your head around what you are seeing, as opposed to like what it means.
The game is a lot more. This is not the super direct answer, but the game is a lot more in your face this time around. So there's less like
Less metaphor-y?
yeah, but there also is metaphor and all. Like I was saying shit in chat, was like, no, JP, you're an idiot. There's no way that this has anything to do with what you think you're thinking. And I'm like, but I mean, it could be, you know, maybe. Chat was saying like, it's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Kojima is a filmmaker first. So it is not only that deep, it's probably a couple layers deeper in his mind.
Sure.
You just need to figure out like what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I mean, there's assuredly connections, metaphors, references, you know, of that kind of nature.
It's pretty straightforward, but like definitely the weirdest Kojima's ever been. And I mean that
Really?
in the most positive way. Like,
wow.
I mean that in the sense that if Kojima just stays this weird, I will play every single game he makes from this point on. Like, I will be there day zero, and I will play the whole thing. He was given almost like a blank check and was just like, I'm gonna do some weird shit. And they're like, we know, do some weird shit. Like, all right, here we go. And it's not like scary. It's not, there's no like, it's just strange. And I know that conversation, that style of rhetoric around like Kojima is kind of the norm, but I think it is a discussion that comes up around the end of Death Stranding 2 in like the most positive ways. Like this is what Kojima needs to do. Like, just keep doing this weird, keep getting the blank checks, keep getting funding for this, and like keep making weird shit, because it's awesome. Like I was just gobsmacked the final couple hours of that game. Just like, how did you describe, like, the voice actors read these lines, what did they think as like the scene was described to them? Were they just thinking like, was it even described to them what was going to be going on? Like, I don't know. I really hope that question gets asked at some point.
It's gonna be like, who was it? Charlie Cox after his Expedition 33 character.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up.
I didn't even know this was a video game. I was just here reading lines in a booth.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, exactly.
The guys afterward, they're going to be interviewing. Oh, that was for a game? I'm in a video game. Oh, I'm in a video game. That's great. What's it called?
It's really quite something. And I do think, even if you don't plan on playing it, even if you don't want to play for like 50 to 60 hours worth of gameplay, which I thoroughly enjoyed, not saying you should skip that, it's worth probably going and getting the final couple of hours just to see it for yourself. Because I don't really know if there are not experiences like that in games with that much funding that exist. It is a solely unique experience to be like this AAA and this like out there, I guess, in all the best ways imaginable. If you enjoy the like, what would you guys? How would you guys describe Yakuza's like oddities? Like the weird like quirkiness maybe of Yakuza. If you're like, oh, that's cute, or oh, like that guy's in a diaper. Like there's a lot of that.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of signature flavor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Signature flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a fantastic time with it.
It's one of those like, especially with I would say especially with Japanese games and developers and stuff, studios. They all have like their, like, you can tell a lot of times like, oh, this is an RGG game. Oh, this is a sweary game. This is a Suda 51 game.
100%.
This is a Kojima game.
It's
like they have their
fingerprinted.
Yes.
Like, exactly.
Yeah, it's like seeing it. You could literally see a screenshot from an Atlas game. And be like, oh, that's an Atlas. You know, unless it's Expedition 33. Driving us all crazy now. Sure. But no, it's actually for sure.
Yeah. It's great. And there's like scenes of just, there's experiences that only like people will go on Twitter, people go on social media and be like, I had no idea that sequence can occur at any point in the game. And I never saw that experience at all. And so that type of stuff being in there is so cool. I don't think there's some AFK sequences, which I don't even know how you would see, because when you put your controller down and walk around.
AFK.
Yeah. Like what? You're not there. But they do these whole sequences.
Kojima is like, I make soundscapes of trees falling in woods that no one can hear.
No, man. Go and There's one in particular that's been making the rounds on social media that involves Higgs. Google that. And you'll be like, oh, they're going this weird. Okay.
Kojima pigs?
No, Higgs. Not a pig. Yeah. Higgs.
Very confused.
Yeah. No, I don't think
Stock
there's
spoiling?
any-
No, we are not.
Yeah, we're not spoiling.
No spoilers.
I don't think there's any pigs in the game. That's a spoiler. No pigs.
This is a bacon-free zone.
Bacon-free zone, exactly. And then I had a scene play where like no one in chat had seen it, and apparently it's just random. I don't know what happens or like what causes it to occur, but it's just like a small little thing that happens, and you're like, all right. And you just move forward. Like it has no bearing on the full story or anything, but it happens and you're like, huh, okay. Tons of Easter eggs, and those are great. Like he's done Easter eggs before in like Metal Gear, where you'll go and like open up a locker and find fun photos and all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Similar.
Shitloads.
Yeah, similar in that world. But overall, yeah, spent 60-ish hours with the game. Highly recommend it. I would say if you're at all interested. Biggest question I got is, do I need to play Death Stranding 1?
Did you watch the recap
but
at the beginning?
no. They give you a slight recap, and I do feel like, apart from all of the like Amelie stuff and DS1, which is arguably a lot of DS1, they kind of give you the full explanation, if not a better explanation this time around.
Oh.
For everything. I was never ever like, there was only one thing where I was like, I don't get how that works, and I had to have chat like explain it to me. In Death Stranding 1, there was like entire moments where I was like, I don't get it, guys. Like, I don't understand. Explain it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now wait till we get out to Death Stranding 6, and you're just like, oh, this Death Stranding takes place 10 years before Death Stranding 1, and Death Stranding 5 was between 1 and 2 somehow.
Yeah.
And then Death Stranding 3 is way in the future.
No. 3 was the parallel universe. 4 was the one that was a dream in the parallel universe of 2. But that's where 5 was before 6 kicked it back to the prequel, which was actually 0.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add to this because you guys might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's how Yakuza works. So probably, I mean, we're good.
Yeah. I did see somewhere that Kojima apparently said that he will not be working on Death Stranding 3. He's going to hand it off to a different team. Which could be cool, but also like I don't know if I want to experience I mean, I guess Metal Gear Solid 5 was made with him, like half and half, right?
Mostly,
yeah. But if you have like the groundwork of like a Kojima verse, is it still something that's like, I don't know if I want to play that ultimately. I guess we'll have to see what that looks like. If they can keep the same vibe that you've come to expect. And I also wonder, like, what does that mean? Like, he is getting older, right? He's 61 right now. So you start to think like, well, how many games realistically does he have left in him?
Well,
multi-year projects are very,
I mean,
very involved.
Have you seen him lately though? And
he does look good.
Asian heritage. He's probably got at least a solid 120 years left. I mean, that's a few. You get to like Death Stranding 9 or 10 with that.
I hope we're still playing Kojima games when he's in his 80s. That'd be fucking fantastic. I hope that's the case.
And chat's bringing up a good point. There's also the clones.
Oh, true.
Koja clones. Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. The other big question I got was, and this is, I don't think I can answer this.
Clone Jima. Oh, that was
Clone
so much
Jima.
better.
That's
Thank
very
you,
good.
chat.
That's very
so
good.
much better.
Chat,
it.
quick with it. The other question I got a lot of is like Death Stranding 2 or Expedition 33. And that is a hard question, I think.
No, I think you need to factually state which one it is for the class.
I don't know if I can do that. I'm coming hot off the trails of
Keep in mind, Twitters are under the names. What was your answer? I didn't hear you.
I will be very interested to see what happens at the end of the year. Especially given, I mean, we still have a bunch of games to come out this year. So
this is the year of KCD 2 as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's DLC coming soon.
Yeah. And Silk Song, Ghost of Yotai. It's a long shot, but Borderlands 4,
Added 2, Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah, there's still
We
some
have so
stuff.
many good games left. It's
Yeah.
kind of wild.
There is indeed.
And my games of the year list is gonna be so fucking different from you guys.
That's great,
this time
though.
around.
It always
the
is.
bet,
That's why we
dude.
do it.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong with me though. I really do.
No,
When like
not at all.
so many people love like KCD2 or Death Stranding or Expedition 33, and I'm just like, man, I couldn't get into them for some reason. And I feel like maybe I'm stupid. Like I don't know what's wrong with me.
What?
There are I have to say, it's incredibly cool and endearing every year that we do this, as you're going through your top 10, and almost every time you say a name, chat erupts with like, oh, that is a great one, or I never would have guessed that one, or oh, I'm so glad someone's here to put that one on the list. So it's like, no, clearly there is a you are not alone.
Yeah.
It is not an intelligence thing or anything like that. It's just a flavor thing. You like a different flavor,
Yeah.
and that's great.
I just don't
Compliments itmeJP.
I think my biggest like fear is that people will think that I don't want anyone to think that I'm purposely being like an edgelord or like trying to be like contrarian or something like that. I don't want people to think like I'm saying this just because it's weird. I like this.
Hey,
because,
Z.
I don't want
Z.
to. I'm not like that.
No one thinks your 40-plus-year-old ass is trying to be cool with your video game selection.
That's true.
It's okay.
That's
And
fair.
if they do, they're a drive-by viewer that
No one cares.
doesn't even matter.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
We left that shit behind in high school.
Yeah. That's very true.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
yeah,
for
man.
keeping me on all these years. I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, you just keep paying us. It'll be fine.
That's right. That is
Oh,
right.
I did want to comment on when you were talking about Death Stranding 3, maybe him handing it off and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like, he sort of did that with Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance,
Yeah.
and he supervised, apparently. I was asking chat and looking it up and stuff. Apparently, he was like supervising it, but he wasn't like, he didn't have his hands deep in it. And that game might be the best Metal Gear game, like, or might be the best game ever, period. Like, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance was astounding and
Slide
amazing.
that in
Like,
there.
it's a gold standard for video games of all time. So
It's pretty good.
I think maybe it could be all right if he just
Okay.
supervises Death Stranding 3. It could be okay.
Yeah. I just I would hope that he at least has a hand in the story. Cuz there's multiple times in that game where I'm like, I don't even know how you think of, like, how do you even think of this shit? I don't even know, like, my brain is too closed-minded, closed off. Like,
Undrugged is what you're.
yeah, like undrugged. Like, is he just like pounding LSD? Like, I don't.
No,
And I hate that
think it's
that's
a matter
always
of-
where it goes. Like, even in a joking context with Kojima, but
The
truly,
real term, the
it's
real
weird.
the real term is unimaginative, uncreative.
Yeah.
You want to get like, but I mean, you know, that's just how some people's minds work. I'm
No,
the same
they-
way. I don't.
You know what I
really-
honestly think? Like, I think a part of it is, well, it's, of course it's cultural, but like that's
Could
you
be.
know where we're raised has a lot to do with it, but also it's a matter of turning off. Like, we have a tendency to want to turn off our intrusive thoughts, and
sure.
I don't think like creative people like that like turn them off. Like
If
like
anything,
we
they
like
invite them in.
shut them out. Like I was, I was talking about this the other day. You have intrusive thoughts. Like, everybody has intrusive thoughts, but you like shut them out. You know,
Yep.
it's like you get all these weird. I'm not going to go into it, but you get weird thoughts, and you're like, ew, why would I? Don't shut up, brain. But other people go like, let's take that as far as it can go, brain.
That's true.
Let's take that intrusive thought as far as it can go, and
Yep.
see where we end up.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I saw someone. There's this this commentary on, like, if you're in Kojima's box or not. I think after Death Stranding 2, I'm fully in the box. I put myself into the box. Whereas before I was just like, oh, this is fun and quirky and whatnot. But now I'm just like, nope. Give me anything he makes, and I'll play it. I'll be there day one.
Yeah.
Just to experience it. Like, I'm glad to have experienced it.
Now, I do have a slight question about it, since you finished it. Is there... It's hard to escape in Kojima games. There's a little juvenile boy still like, let's zoom in on her butt. That'd be funny.
There's
Like, stuff like that. Is there juvenile, like, adolescent, teenage boy stuff in it that they're just like, oh my
I mean,
God, come on.
I'm not that far in it, and I absolutely have hit some of that stuff. Not
I wouldn't say
a lot,
it's, yeah.
but I mean, it's there. He has little very unserious moments.
Yes.
To break things.
I would say the
Okay.
the sexual nature of them, Zeke, is kind of removed this time around.
Toned down.
Yeah,
Okay.
toned
Okay.
down. But there's definitely still the, like, here's a thumbs up.
A lot of
thumbs
body
up.
horror stuff this time.
Yeah, there is a lot of
lot
body
more,
horror.
lot more
stuff.
like body horror stuff.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
yeah.
Okay.
And man, they're like,
In
yeah,
a good way, I mean that for you.
yeah. There's also just subtle things that, knowing what Kojima is a fan of, seeing and playing the different moments in the game, I'm like, oh, I see what it, oh, that's, I remember The Rock with Nick Cage. I've seen that movie. Like, there's just things like that where I'm like, That is an homage to that. This is an homage to that. This is
Oh, yes.
like it's just everywhere.
Absolutely.
Everywhere in that game. More so than I think other
Topic
ones.
Kojima is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know what else to put. I was gonna put Death
love
Stranding too, but we're kind of
very
all over
apt.
the place. And it's great. Yeah, I don't think the sexual nature is definitely toned down, Zeke. If anything, I would say if there is sexual themes in the game, I would say they're actually quite adult this time around.
Yeah, adult meaning like mature.
Yeah. They're
Okay,
like
okay.
they're not like, ooh, it's a pretty girl on a locker. Look at her. You could zoom in on her boobs. That
Well,
type of shit.
I was going to say they
Okay.
zoomed in on the first girl's butt and played a bazooka sound effect. Is that not what you
That
were?
doesn't happen. That does not happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not overt.
Wrong game.
Yeah, they're not
Okay.
overt.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was also not only was I talking about that, but I was also talking about like his running character, his running gag of Johnny throughout the MGS games, where he's like the guy who shits his pants.
There's still a lot of that, but it's
There
not,
is? Okay,
Well,
okay.
not like there's not poop humor, but there is a lot of
Okay.
like running gags
It's more.
through the
It's
entire
much
thing.
more weird than
Okay.
unserious.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It,
Okay.
the unserious bits are there, but it is to break up the huge amounts of weirdness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is not a Metal Gear Solid style joke fest.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it does feel like a more mature game across the
It
board.
is. I would say like Metal Gear Solid franchise just feels a little more unserious.
Yeah.
Than Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's a great way to put it. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm playing through
It does,
a lot
it
of the
does.
other moments. I have
I am
things
going to play
ingrained
it
in my brain.
eventually.
There are things so bad I want to discuss with both of you, so please play it.
I'm going to continue
will.
playing it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, because like, man, just please play it. And if
Absolutely.
you are,
What are you playing now?
so I'm starting. I have a subathon reward now. Today I start Dawn Trail, almost a year to the day of that game coming out.
Oh.
I never played Dawn Trail,
Okay.
and so chat was like, "You got to play it." So I'm going to be doing that, and I'll throw another random thing at you. I'm also playing Lotro, Lord of the Rings
On a private
Online.
server?
No,
Oh, okay.
that game's still running. Funny enough, it's still an active game.
You're playing with a bunch of people?
Yeah, yeah.
What are you guys doing? Like an event or something?
No, so we're just playing the game. We have like a guild that Tomato, who's another streamer, started, and Strippin, me, Benji, Gmart, Faye, Neo, just like a bunch of folk. There's probably like 20 of us, and
That's
then all of our communities. It's
That'd
awesome.
be freaking cool. Yeah.
It's great.
How long have you been playing it?
About 4 or 5 days. We're kind of slow still. A couple people are at conventions and whatnot, so they haven't been able to start. But the game has you can get an item to where it'll stop XP gain, and so we're all kind of stopped right now at like level 20, but we're still doing crafting stuff and leveling that stuff up on the side while we wait for other people to join us. But I think like Tomato and Strippin and Benji are live right now doing a hardcore run of the game.
And apparently, Burke Black has a Lotro event tomorrow night, a Hobbit run to
Yeah,
Mordor.
I saw that happening. I was like, well, that's weirdly conveniently timed. He's doing a Hobbit run, which is an annual event. I think he does for his birthday or something like that.
Oh,
I think.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
They
They do it every year. Yeah,
yeah.
apparently, since I am the one. How
Yeah.
fun.
So it's odd how that worked out, but
Well, obviously, you all need to enter it, and one of you needs to win.
there you go. Yeah,
Fun.
we might do. We might do. But yeah, Lotro's it's been fun. I never got past level 20 in that game. I always stopped, and now I'm revisiting it. It's 15, 20 years later, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember all this.
What do you even do in that?
It's
Like,
just an
where
MMO.
when does it take place?
It takes place during all the films, all the original films, the original trilogy.
So it's during those. Oh wow.
Yeah. Like they splice in different expansions and kind of advance the story throughout the films.
Is it still being dev?
Yes, like they are pushing updates to it, but it's so
Like expansions and stuff?
yes. I wanna say the last
Wow.
expansion was like, I don't know how long ago it was, to be honest. Chat would have to actually correct me on that. I'm not fully in the know on it all. But Turbine, which is the original dev team, sold it to another company.
There's a blast from the past.
Yeah, so they're selling. They have like full MTX. The game's free to play, but you can buy like a VIP sub, which is your monthly sub, and that allows you to play on like the vanilla hardcore servers, which is what we're on. Not hardcore, but vanilla servers. And so those servers are, I think, the second expansion, and there's like, I want to say level cap in the game for us is 65. If you're playing the live game, which is free, it's like 160 or some shit. Like it's really, really, they've pushed a massive amount of content. And it was also funny logging in and being like, hey, here's your 12th year anniversary gift. Because apparently I'm using the same account from 12 years ago, whenever I last played. But yeah, that's my like offline / online game. It gets weird viewership, probably because everyone's like, Lord of the Rings Online, what is this? Click.
Wasn't there one in development?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an actual one in dev.
Amazon's making one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amazon is making one. Aren't they?
Speaking of which, man, did this go under the radar? Are we good to move topics?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys? I'm gonna say 2 words and tell me if this means anything to you. Reaper Actual.
No.
Okay, nothing, right? Okay.
Nothing.
John Smedley.
Oh, yes. Julia told me about this.
Yes. So he has put out gameplay of what looks to be a Planetside / Extraction hybrid MMO shooter. But and I was kind of like, okay, like I want more Planetside. So originally I was like, dude, I love Planetside. Awesome. And there's a whole gameplay thing up of this if you want to go see it. And they talk more about it being extraction and stuff like that. But here's where it gets real weird. And this, man, I tell you,
I just read the headline and I think I know what you're about to say.
I don't know, like, if this is going to poison pill everything, but this is an approach. Okay, here we go. The plan is if you get Reaper Actual on Steam, it will be the game. It will be just what it is, online, maybe some cosmetic microtransactions, but it's going to be just Reaper Actual, good to go. That's going to be what you download and buy on Steam. You can also buy Reaper Actual on their website or a different deployment platform. And that one comes with a Web3 shop.
Yeah.
And it's going to involve people being able to buy and sell in-game items for money, etc., 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 etc.
Yeah.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to be the first game that has its cake and eat it too, in terms of the whole big Web3 thing, where they're going to have a version for people that hate Web3. Literally, they are saying they will rip every single Web3 out of it, and that's going to be the version on Steam, completely separate from the other version. Apparently, not even the players are going to come up. And then there's going to be a version to have all the Web3 bros to play in as well, that is going to be separate in its own sandbox and own environment.
Yep.
So the thing there, like, man, I'm weirdly enough torn on this. And let me say why I'm torn on this. I'm not torn on this because I think it's a good idea to do that. But I always like the idea of hacker servers in multiplayer games, where if hackers are found, they're flagged, and then hackers just have to play against other hackers. So the idea that a game has a version that I know will never be touched by any of the stuff that I hate to see in games, while the people that like that stuff can go play in their version, and I never have to deal with them, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Because I feel like we're heading into a world where there's going to be more and more shit like that, where it's just like that.
Yeah.
So the idea of having an option to just not deal with it at all in my gaming experience, to be able to not put my money towards that and not participate in any of that, but still enjoy the game with other people that also don't like that, that's kind of cool. But in the same vein, at that point, like, you're directly supporting that other thing.
Right.
It's probably going to make huge amounts of money. And like, I don't know, man. It's definitely a gray situation. It's a gray situation.
I just pictured, like, when you were talking about that, like, that situation, I pictured like a playground where all of the, the kids play and it's great and they're swinging on the swing and stuff like that. And then on the other side, it's that scene from fucking Ninja Turtles where it's the underground kids, like they're smoking cigars and they're playing pool and shit like that. Like that's the Web3 version. They're playing Narcs like on the fucking like.
somebody who knows a lot more about this stuff than I do was talking about meme coins, and he basically said, meme coins are basically just a lot of people trying to make a quick buck scamming each other, and that's what meme coins are. And he said they're absolutely terrible, but in the same vein, now all those scammers are scamming each other instead of doing all the terrible things for other people they'd normally do. Now they have their little scammer haven, right? The only people they're scamming are trying to scam a quick buck. They made this really kind of weird argument that it's like it keeps all of that together.
Yeah, it keeps it roped out.
As somebody who doesn't want like really any of that stuff in my game, I can't I'm trying to figure out if it's a good thing to separate it like this, or is it better just to swear it off completely?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, people are going to experiment, and there you can't. Let me rephrase that. Devs are going to experiment with this stuff, especially if there's money to be gotten from the investment, and it sounds like they are already getting around 30 million of investments from Bitcraft and Brevin Howard Digital to push Reaper Actual through to the next stage. It's already been 2 years in development, and it says now the foundation phase is close. So I'm not sure what that exactly means, but let them see what it goes. Let's see what happens.
For some people in chat that are asking some questions about things that are not in this article, check out Jay Smedley's Twitter, because what happened is I'm pretty sure this article came out and then a lot of people were kind of on fire. Like, oh God, this sounds terrible. What's going on? Yeah. So Smedley started very publicly talking about it and explaining it. And he would quote tweet like, no, we mean this. And it's one of those tweets that he makes it clear that there's going to be a completely non-Web3 Steam version. So it's all up there. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with, I'm reading his Twitter right here. I just pulled it up. And I agree with this statement. I don't necessarily know the context of it, but it ultimately is what I was just saying. I agree sometimes and disagree others. It depends on the game. Here's the truth. We do it to make money. Can't say it any plainer than that. We make money and we hire more people to make cool stuff. Very simple loop. Like, that's kind of what I was getting at, is as long as it doesn't crash and burn, let's see what happens. But with like a fucking mega asterisk to the side of that.
as I, the whole project, we'll be following it for sure. But as I have personally learned, I will wait until it is actually released.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's another great,
very personal experience with that. And
yeah,
Mr. John.
Yeah. Related somewhat, at least on the topic of fringe, I guess, in the world of video games. The Alters put out a statement regarding their AI stuff. We covered it last week, so I think it's only right we follow up on it. Should I read it in full? It's kind of lengthy.
I mean, I'd say paraphrase is fine.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I'll read. We've seen a wide range of accusations regarding the use of AI content, AI-generated content, and the Alters. We feel it's very important to clarify our approach and give you more context. AI-generated assets were used strictly as temporary work in progress during the development process in a very limited manner. Our team has always prioritized meaningful, handcrafted storytelling as one of the foundations of our game. Got it. So they just, yeah. Unfortunately, due to an internal oversight, the single placeholder text was mistakenly left in the game. We've since conducted a thorough review and confirmed that it was an isolated case. For transparency, we've included a screenshot to show how and where it appears in the game. While we do not want to downplay the situation, we also want to clearly show its limited impact on your gaming experience. Yeah. To give you a better understanding of a small part of the overall scope of the game's narrative layer, they are those few external... Oh, this is like external movies are 10K words out of 3.4 million across all languages in the game, or just 0.3% of the overall text. Got it. They close and say, as AI tools evolve, they present new challenges and opportunities in game development. We're strictly adapting our internal processes to meet this reality. But above all, we remain committed to transparency in how we make our games. We appreciate your understanding and continued support as we work towards that goal. So, yeah, it sounds like it was, according to this, it was a work in progress that got left in when it came to that type of stuff. Do you still flag it? Like, do you think this still deserves the flag?
100%. Yep.
Because it was
AI
used
content
in the process of the game, right? It was used in the process of creating the game, regardless of how it was.
Steam has specifically asked that if that stuff is used, that you please disclose it.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I would say, I mean, according to them, that's what it's supposed to mean.
Right.
So yeah.
How have you guys seen? I have not played the altar, so I'm not necessarily aware of what that community or how it feels about it. Has it like shifted the entire narrative around that game, or is it just kind of a minor shift?
You know, to put it bluntly, altars was one of those things that was like super critically acclaimed. Everyone that I talked to seemed to really enjoy it. It was a little buggy, but most people's playthrough I heard went fine. But it really, for what it is, especially, kind of went under the radar.
Right.
I'm definitely planning on playing it as soon as Lies of P wraps up, probably. I've heard nothing but good things about it. But no, it's just been kind of under the radar. So that being said, this whole AI thing kind of went under the radar too. I think what I saw on like the Reddit, folks were mostly like, "Oh well, like thanks for the announcement. Anyway, we're gonna go keep making memes about these guys." So it didn't seem to hit too hard. Most people have given up. I hate to say it, but I'm one of those people these days where I see that stuff and I'm like, cool, that's what we caught.
Yeah.
I'm sure the only two things you used AI on are what we caught you on, right?
Yeah.
It's I. So, and that sucks. I hate feeling that way. But, is it going to stop me from playing it? No. I'm still going to play it. I do really hope that they are much more open with this stuff in the future. And I like how their note actually said we should have been more open about this. So, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Give it another chance. And apparently it's still a great game. So,
yep.
I think it's not delusional, but like it's naive to think that
that's all they did.
People aren't like not that people aren't using AI in different ways that wouldn't even appear. Like someone's writing a script for a side quest or something, and he's like stumped on something, and he's like, all right, ChatGPT, what would you do in this situation, blah 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 blah. And it would never necessarily appear. It's just you're using it for ideas. So it's like, I don't think there's going to be multi-person, like huge dev teams that is going to be like completely AI free in that fashion anyway.
Yep.
So it's like, it's really a moral ground that I just don't know, like, where do I make my stand, dude? Like...
I think the only real option here is we just need to make it so whenever someone's deving a game, there's a camera on their shoulder monitoring what they do.
We need to have their entire dev experience recorded.
I think if they just stream the entire process, easy, right? Like that's, you can do that these days.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah,
I mean, that's a good point, Zeke. And as as things become more and more easy, I mean, hell, I was scrolling through TikTok yesterday, and I think it was for $14.99. It's even shaped like the little Star Trek thing. You tap it like that, a little prompt pops up, and it's a direct audio connection to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Anything you say, it then sends to ChatGPT and responds to you. So literally anything on your mind, tap, say it out loud, you will hear it in 2 seconds later. Can you imagine being a writer or something and having that ability? Like we were talking earlier about Kojima and ideas, right? Tap, give me 5 ideas that are sort of like this.
Well,
it just tells you then 5 ideas that sound like that. And then all of a sudden, you take one of them and write a whole story based on it. So it's like, that's,
is the only one out of the 3 of us with kids. You're going to have to experience that shit in a couple years.
Dude, I talk to my kids regularly
about AI usage. Yeah.
I frequently test them on like TikToks and stuff that I see. I'm like, is this AI? Is it not? I let them answer. If they're wrong, then we explain why and stuff like that. I do the same thing with my elderly parents as well, anytime they're older. And I strongly suggest, if you have elderly parents, test them on AI. You might be baffled. You might be really surprised what your parents do not understand about AI.
That is true.
This is a brand new thing. And if you haven't been, and trust me, it's real easy to zone out for 20 years as a 41-year-old man, let me tell you. So it's the kind of thing where like, you just next time you're chilling with your parents and you're flipping through your phone and you see a funny AI thing. Hey mom, look at this. Oh, look at that. I didn't know dolphins could ride bicycles. Wow, that's amazing. Is that real, mom? Well, of course it is. Oh,
Yeah.
so you know, at that point, you need to sit down with your parents and let them know, like, this is a new thing.
That's
This
very
is
true.
like, it's only that like a few years old, and you're gonna start seeing a lot of it. And you know, you're gonna get an email from Trump one day saying how much he loves you in particular and how you need to send all your money to this bank account. And it's okay, it's not really him. So yeah, it's gonna be a thing. And the more you let people know about that, the better, because it will surprise you how many do not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very true.
I don't know if anybody out there is a fan of the last week
Trump?
tonight with John
Yeah,
Oliver.
no.
Last week tonight with John Oliver, he did an episode about AI, and it was pretty informative and entertaining. I just watched it the other day, and it was exactly that. Like people's moms like going like, "Is this a real cat? Is this cat really walking like that? Mom, come on. What? It's not? Oh my God. What?" It's great. It's yeah. But you exactly what you said.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder. And like people were talking about like
Dude.
Pinterest, like 80% of Pinterest is AI.
I
great.
get more and more worried every time I see the latest new AI's reel of what it can do. And it's like, some of them, dude, are getting scary. Like the latest one I saw was an AI, and it's literally a person. He just goes, "Hey, look at this. I got hands that look real. I can even count with them. Uh-oh, but I'm fake." And I'm looking at this thing like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, they look crazy.
They got the hands. Like they got the hands. Oh, it was like the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
speaking
no.
mostly to the idea of writing assignments, or really any schoolwork.
Yeah.
Like,
Any creative thing.
Yeah.
Music, man. There was a whole band that just came out as AI. Now everyone kind of knew it. But literally, they had like millions of plays on Spotify. The whole band was AI. Their little promo guy was AI. All the band's images was AI. Entire band was fake. Made millions of dollars.
yeah.
Could have been a dude in his basement.
There's been some really interesting things. Like I saw there was that viral thing the other week, however long ago it was, where the guy graduated and he showed how like ChatGPT wrote his like dissertation or whatever. And,
Yep.
As he was like walking across the college, like getting his diploma thing, he had his laptop out, shit like that. Or there was one student who used like a hyphen in his essay, and the teacher gave him an F and like failed him from the class because only AI apparently used this sort of hyphen or some shit. I don't know if he was like expelled. Something extreme happened to him, and it's like, no, I wrote this myself. Like, this wasn't made by
M
AI.
dash.
Yeah, the M dash. There you go. So even like teachers aren't even. There are AIs to scan papers to see if AIs have written it.
Are
That's
we
where we're
real?
at.
No. We actually, 4 episodes ago, we all took off. The entire show was just made in ChatGPT, beginning to end. Wasn't even us.
That's right.
And nobody caught it.
We tried.
you an idea.
We tried a while back to actually. We had. I think during an episode we were like, ChatGPT, write an episode of Drop Frames, and it had.
Oh, and it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty
So
good.
that was like one of the first iterations too. It was better
Yeah.
than anything we could come up with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were
entertaining.
dog shit compared to that AI.
That's right.
I was reading that, being more entertained than the show I was currently doing.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's like people are talking about like, is AI dangerous? And like, I mean, you got someone like a professional, I don't know, physiotherapist or something like that that got his degree by using AI to pass all the exams and tests and papers and shit like that. Like, I want someone who actually did the work, and that's fucking scary that maybe someone cheated like that to get their degree. Not like cheating's never been a thing, but like,
Yeah.
it's even easier now.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I saw one of the like remedies or things that schools are doing now is they're bringing back, God damn it, now I'm forgetting the term for them. But basically, they're having people handwrite in classes. Like, you can't have any
absolutely
more
no electronics,
typed. Yeah.
and everything gets done in
blue
class.
books. There you go, blue books. Yeah, they're having people use blue books for like writing stories and essays and stuff like that.
That's the future, man. The future is going to be regressive.
Yeah.
Where the future is going to be like, like get in a room, you got a camera on you, a pencil, and that's it, and a paper.
Yep.
Good luck. Back to basics. And honestly, it's needed. Like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And also, handwriting is a lost art. Let's bring it back.
Sure. Don't ask me to handwrite anything though, because you won't be able to read it.
How about we can all learn
Remember cursive? Did you guys do that?
Dude, a lot of people don't know what cursive is.
Having to do cursive?
They stopped teaching cursive. Yeah. There's no more cursive anymore.
Yeah.
In a lot of
they stopped teaching it.
Yeah.
I can still write in cursive.
Yeah.
I still remember all the capitals and lower cases in cursive.
My handwriting's so bad, just to give you an idea, as an aside, that I've had banks call me and be like, sir, the thing that you wrote, by the way, a check is a thing where you write the number and you have to write the numbers again.
Yeah.
If those don't line up, the bank's like, what the fuck, man? And I've gotten that call of like, hey, we can't read your handwriting. What's going on? Did you write this? Which number did you mean? Type thing. That happens all the time. Yeah.
When was the last time you still write checks from time to time?
Yeah, I write a check once a month to pay the people that do the lawn.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lawn service, cash-based business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last
only thing
time. I don't remember the last check I wrote.
Well, and I before, I mean, now, as recent as I would say 2 or 3 years ago, I would write checks to the IRS and I'd have to mail them in. But now you can do it.
Yeah.
Now they do direct deposit, thankfully.
My accountant, like as recently as like a few years ago, was like, you need to fax this to me. And I'm like, excuse me, what? They're like, yeah, you need to fax it because that's what the IRS needs for this form. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are there still fax machines? He's like, yeah, you just gotta find a Kinko's or something that can dust one off for you.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God, they have since stopped, but like this wasn't that long ago that they were like,
oh yeah.
They introduced a term to me that I had never heard before, which is wet signing. You have to wet sign stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, you have to use an actual pen. And I'm like, oh, but I can fax it. They're like, yeah, faxing it afterwards is fine. But you have to use an actual pen on the thing and then you can fax it. I'm like,
they
what
make you do that.
What kind of backwards bullshit is this?
They make you do that stuff for like the home loans and everything too. Anything like major between the big companies, they make you do all that stuff. That's why most of the time you got to go into a place and do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to have something notarized about 2 or 3 months ago, and I had to go to a notary and all that stuff.
Do that whole song.
You got their little stampy stamps.
Yep. They do have like a digital notary now, though, where you actually just call someone and it's like a video feed. Most of the time, it's just someone in Florida with like their apartment.
The whole
behind
damn
them.
point of the notary was that it was in person.
No,
that was the whole point.
And I think it's Florida and somewhere else. You can have things notarized via a video call. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And you actually make a shit ton of money if you're a notary in Florida because you just sit at home and like take calls all day long for people getting notarized shit. Yeah. That's how it works.
A tiny funny story about notaries.
Let's hear it.
About a notary that happened in my life.
Okay.
Friend of mine, real short story. Friend of mine had a dream. And the dream was that one of our other friends, his head had turned into a sandwich and he ate it. And that was his dream. It was a very strange dream. And he's like, yeah,
Okay.
Tom, your head turned into a sandwich and I ate it. That spawned a birthday present that happened later where the dude, my friend, went to a notary public, wrote down, it like typed it out like officially, said, if your head ever turns into a sandwich, I will not eat it. And he paid a notary to notarize it. And he gave it to him as a birthday present.
Fantastic.
And I was like, I didn't know notaries would do that. It's like, apparently they will. Like, as long as it's like within the legal bounds of getting it notarized, it'll do it. It'll do it.
Just saying, I've known some crazy notaries over the years. It's wild what they do for money.
Yeah. And had the official notary stamp on it and everything. So he knows that if his head ever turns into a sandwich, his friend won't eat him.
Fantastic.
River Freeman says, "What's a notary?" So a notary is somebody who is basically has I think it's called a notary public or something, or notary public is their position.
Yes.
And what it is it is a person that can verify that signatures are actual people. So anytime there's a major deal, a contract, a business decision, a mortgage, health stuff, a lot of times, a notary is the person that sits between the people signing it. And then once everyone's signed it and he's confirmed everyone's identity and he's made sure everyone's who everyone is, he puts his seal on it saying, I verified all these people are real. And literally, like, they get paid pretty well to do that, but it also means like they have to be very thorough. Like they check your IDs, they check your social, like they kind of, it's an extra layer of identity confirmation and also make sure everything is done. Well, at least I thought, to make sure everything's done in real life, like in front of each other. But apparently that has been turned on its head. So that's a big thing here in the States. Like notaries are a position. You can be a notary public as your job.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's
As far as I know,
a
they do
paid witness, kind of. Yeah. An official witness. Yes.
a pretty thorough background check before you can be a notary public. Like you have to,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
you can't be a felon or blah 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 blah.
No.
Yeah.
Lots of stipulations. Yep.
Yeah, if you go to
Also,
like
you have to be like
a,
constantly be registered and all. You got to jump through hoops.
if you go to like a UPS store or a FedEx, they usually have a notary on staff that you can have things
Around
notarized for.
Here,
I think
I kind of live a
registered.
little.
You can look them up. Yeah.
Mm.
I kind of live a little out in the rural area, and what's common around here is mobile notaries. So they'll actually have like a whole setup in a van, and they'll actually drive out like farms wherever they need to do their business and like do the whole thing there.
Yeah.
Big old thing.
Anyways,
Anyway,
random subject.
notary side quest there.
We're keeping the youth informed here at Drop Frames. That's our goal. That's our goal.
And are
Next on
you
Drop
friendos?
Frames, we tell you how to refinance your house.
This is such a dumb ignorant question, but I just have never even thought about this. Are notaries an EU thing? Is it like what do notaries? Is that an NA use or is that a any specific thing or is that a US specific?
Chat saying yes. Yeah. EU has notaries.
Yes to EU. I didn't know if they had like a different system or version of doing that.
Yeah.
You guys it to EU as well? Notaries exist all over. Cool. Right on. Interesting.
Makes sense.
That's awesome. I didn't know if that was like a particular government thing that we had or if that was something global. That's cool to know.
Yeah. It does,
Now, a lot of people are saying yes, and then other people are saying we don't have it here, so I don't really know.
So
It must not be global. Okay.
That if
We have
it's stamped in the
professional
US,
witnesses in Norway. Oh, okay. Okay.
if it's stamped in the US, so my buddy's sandwich head, he could eat his, if it's not stamped in the EU, he could eat his buddy's head if it was a sandwich in the EU, if they took a
Well,
trip
he wouldn't be
over.
notarized there. So remember, by notarizing it, your buddy is just saying, I'm the one making this decision. Like I'm the one saying this. The notary doesn't agree to anything. The notary is out of it. He's just confirming all the parties involved. But it's your buddy that it's on him. So he could say, if I go to Japan, deals off, and I'm eating your head. That could happen. Like that's
there you go.
fine print. Yeah.
There you go.
No, the funny thing is, like, I had the same reaction when I saw the piece of paper hanging in his room, and I was like, "What is this?" And I read it. And I was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Well, I had a dream," and he told me the whole story. I was like, "That is fucking weird, dude," and that might be the coolest notary story I've ever heard.
There you go. That's why. And that's everything you need to know about
Australia
notaries.
has justices of the peace. That sounds so much cooler than notary.
Well,
Wanna
it's
be a
just
justice
that's
of
just
the
a
peace.
fancy term for a kangaroo, Co. It's like not that big of a deal. It's like shrimp on the Barbie is just barbecue. That's Australians do that. It's a weird thing. It happens.
Again, the Twitter handles are under the name right now.
Yep. Right.
Let them know how you think my Aussie friends.
Where do you think Kangaroo Court came from? Jeez. The thing. Moving along. Stop Killing Games is now 1.2 million signatures. They crossed over 1 million about 3 or 4 days ago, I want to say.
I wonder who did that, Co.
Yeah, it was all last week. That was
pushed him
Co's.
over the line.
We really had the biggest significant bump when we mentioned it on Drop Frames. Thanks everyone to our like 300,000 people that went and signed it. You guys are fantastic.
Leon guy on the Twitters said something too. Leon Elon Tusk.
Oh, I didn't realize that he was mentioning it. Yeah.
He mentioned it.
You mentioned it, huh?
Yeah.
So
and that poo pie, YouTuber, he made a video.
Ollie's a big fan
Poopy
of
pie.
him.
I know that one.
Yeah, he's a big.
No, seriously. Like there were actually, it was pretty incredible. There were a huge
It was like
amount
the
of people
Avengers.
yeah, it really was. There were a huge amount of people that came together right at the end and made videos supporting Stop Killing Games, and that's what pushed it over. So it's been great, and it's also the guy that runs it. His name is Ross, and I believe he made a video saying how important it is to keep signing it. It's not the kind of thing where it's just like get 1 million and we're done. He's like, they need security, they need safety. The more that are there, the better. So this is not a situation where it's like, yay, we did it. Like you can see it's of 1.4 at the bottom. So please, if you have not, let your communities know and keep it going and keep it going through. Yeah, probably if you want to talk about like the top mover in terms of who probably reignited the Stop Killing Games movement again, would probably be Moist Critical. He made a video that as Kat is pointing out, I believe is the most highest viewed currently, and I think it was also one of the first, if I'm not mistaken. So he kind of like, I would say, set the snowball rolling down the hill.
Cool.
Yep, which is awesome.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah, man.
All right. I guess let's jump in. Well, one last thing, and then I'll use it as a segue. Helldivers 2 is now on Xbox, which is
real quick.
Yeah.
Before we move on from Stop Killing Games.
Okay.
There was one bit of news concerning that as well. And that is this major organization announcing that maybe the Stop Killing Games movement, maybe should be restructured and probably wouldn't make too much sense. And they probably should look at that. Oh, who's in that organization? Oh, EA and Ubisoft. Oh, and they don't, and they don't want that to happen. They don't want Stop Killing Games. Okay, that's, you know what? That's great to know. That's really good information to have.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a thing.
It's like, it's kind of interesting.
The fight.
It's kind of interesting because they've inadvertently put one of the most biggest seals of authenticity on it that they possibly could have by releasing that statement. Like there's this, they honestly, it would have been much smarter for them to keep quiet, because that statement is not going to do anything. It's still going to keep going forward. They made that statement while the momentum was going still. Yeah. And it's like, now every single person is going to look at that and be like, why would you say that?
Well, it reminds me like in the US when there's been candidates in the past for like Senate or president or whatever that is like endorsed by like David Duke, the head of the KKK. It's like, oh, they're endorsed by them, huh? Well, they didn't help you at all.
Well, no, now it is important to mention that EA and Ubisoft are not the only members of that. It is a large group of studios. Most of them are larger, not all of them, most of them are larger. But I would not be surprised if, especially as we see this motion continue to go forward, I would not be surprised at all if we start seeing those studios clarify their individual stances in public. To be more specific about what they support and don't support in the motion. And there's already people kind of grumbling about that list. So it's going to be, there may not be any reaction, but it's going to be interesting to see if there is, and how it is, if there is one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up. I was not aware that they said anything.
Yeah.
Or
I think it's, as chat's pointing out, I think it's EU's biggest lobbying group, or the gaming, Europe's biggest gaming lobbying group.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, that's an uphill battle. That's did not know that was a thing. Anyways, I was mentioning, thankfully, after you said that, I did some more Googling. Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox in August. August 26th is when it will be launching that. The reason why this is significant, not only is Helldivers 2 a great game, PlayStation also owns that game. And they're launching it on an Xbox platform, which is kind of a odd thing, I guess is how I will put it. But I think it's great. I thought their announcement trailer for it was awesome, and everything around it seems very fun and lighthearted, and the community seems super energized about it. And that's great. I hope we, much like what most of the Xbox community is saying, I hope we get some sort of Master Chief crossover. I think that would be fucking awesome if you could get a Master Chief skin.
Okay.
Or you could be a Spartan. I think that would be absolutely awesome to have, Spartans run around fighting on the field or something like that. And maybe it's, maybe this is the first of many where this is the new, which we can kind of use to talk about maybe the biggest story this past week. The Xbox layoffs. And not only layoffs, it was just the Xbox massive dump. Just everything bad this past week. And it may not
even be done.
No.
There may be more.
Yeah. I guess we could start off with saying that 9,000-ish staff are going to be affected by the layoffs. Keep in mind that I think that's more employees than most major game companies in their entire 9,000 staff is a massive amount of people.
Probably bigger than a lot of companies.
Yeah, it's
just companies.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of people. That's a small town.
It is a crazy amount of people being laid off.
It is all of Microsoft, not just gaming.
Yes.
But it's a company-wide layoff. It's not just Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
As for the Xbox portion, a whole slew of games were canceled and studios were closed or are in the process of being closed down. The biggest profile one, The Initiative, who were making Perfect Dark. That game was in development for 5+ years, and it has been canceled. It is being shut down. So that game is done for. Everwild, which was the new Rare project, that was in development for 6+ years. That has been canceled. Which means I guess Rare is just going to focus on Sea of Thieves and only Sea of Thieves moving forward. Not great.
Not great.
Yeah. ZeniMax Online Studios, the people who, of course, do Elder Scrolls Online, they were working on a brand new MMO called Project Blackbird. That was 3 years in development. It was supposed to come out in 2028, apparently. And it was a noir-themed MMO with a big focus on traversal. The team working on it has been laid off, so we will not see anything more of that project. John Romero's new games, in the company, Romero Games, was confirmed by, I think, Brenda Romero on Twitter? No, it was on Blue Sky. Stated that the development of their upcoming FPS had been canceled. We have no idea how long that was in development or when it was scheduled to be released. But it is done. And all the studios affected, just to rattle off some of those which we've already discussed. The Initiative canceled. Rare was affected. Turn 10, those are the Forza devs. That's 50% of the workforce was apparently laid off, reportedly. ZeniMax Online Studios, that was Project Blackbird. And also the executive Matt Feuer was gone. Unknown number of staff were affected at Halo Studios. Raven Software, who work on Call of Duty, had some folk that were let go. High Moon, which is a Call of Duty support studio that was affected. Sledgehammer Games, who make Modern Warfare, was affected by the cuts. Blizzard, specifically the Warcraft Rumble team, has had operations ceased and had about 100 people reportedly cut from there. And then 10% of the staff of King, the makers of Candy Crush, about 200 people have been affected from that studio as well. And that's not all the stuff that's happened, because there's just been some very interesting commentary to come from this. The first being the memo that Phil Spencer sent out to staff, which, man, one of those things where we've had him on the show, and I read this and I'm just like, I really hope someone else wrote this for you, because fuck me, man. It is.
Yeah, that was a little rough, man.
Yeah,
that was a side of Phil. I feel like he was trying hard to cultivate us not seeing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, I feel like the beginning, Phil really felt like, I'm your gamer buddy. I'm here to, let's make great games. I'm here to help game devs make great games. Let's all do this together. And this is like much more corporate Phil.
Yeah.
maybe the years are maybe the facade's starting to thin out a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like, you start to think maybe it was always there. Maybe he does have a job at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so it's
he got hired
job
for this.
Yeah,
he got hired to do exactly what he's doing now. I just think maybe we all thought he was a bit more kind of for the gamers than it is turning out that he is much more, I think, for the boardroom. Which, again, makes sense. That's what his job is. That's right. Yeah. Which I think is why we were all very surprised when he seemed less like that and more, let's go make good games. So, I think reality is just starting to come to fruition a bit more.
Yeah, it's someone in my chat is quick to point out, that's a very hard thread to ride for a super long time.
Yeah, and he did a good job for a long time.
Yeah.
He did a good job for a good while.
Definitely a case of living too long and becoming the villain.
Yeah. That was
Logical Air says, did a good job? I was pretty jazzed at the beginning when they were picking up studios, when like Wasteland 3 came out and they were talking about how good the Microsoft, infusions had been and how it helped the project. Like there was a period of time when things seemed to be moving in a great direction. It wasn't a long time.
Yeah.
But that was around the time we had him on the show. Things were going better. Things seemed to be on a pretty good trajectory with that. That was before the closures and stuff, or right near before we knew how bad it was going to get.
Right.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where I don't know if I'm equipped to say if he did a good job or not, right? Because there's so many, what do you judge that on? A lot of stuff, we don't know what he did behind the scenes. We only know kind of publicly what he was out there, having memos from the firings put out and all that stuff. So I don't know. I can't really say. If you're a shareholder, I think you're happy. If you're a community, I don't think you're happy. And so it depends where you fall on that side of the coin, ultimately, on if you did a good job or not. Some of the stuff in this memo, though, is a little hard to swallow.
What about the making money and this is how we continue to stay profitable?
Yeah.
And, that hurt. That was tough. That was tough.
Is it where is? I'm trying to find that exact. Was it towards the end? Maybe it was here. It says, I recognize that these changes come at a time when we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before. Our platform, hardware, and game roadmap has never looked stronger. The success we're seeing currently is based on tough decisions we've made previously. We make choices now that we've for continued success in future years, and are a key part of that strategy. is the discipline to prioritize the strongest opportunities. We will protect what is thriving and concentrate effort on areas with the greatest potential while delivering on the expectations the company has for our business. This focused approach means we can deliver exceptional games and experiences for players for generations to come. Prioritizing our opportunities is essential, but that does not lessen the significance of this moment. Simply put, we would not be where we are today without the time, energy, and creativity of those roles that are impacted. These decisions are not a reflection of the talent, creativity, and dedication of the people involved. Our momentum is not accidental; it's the result of years of dedicated effort from our teams. So thanks, but we gotta let you go.
There's so many red flags there.
Yeah,
Like there's so many red flags. Like, okay, if you're acting like you this is normal and you knew it, so why didn't you plan for this? They're saying things like, this is our I don't know. Lots of unfortunately, like lots of corpo double talk in this.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, man. And then the big thing that this goes up against is the premise of the entire paragraph you just read is we're going to distill down to our strongest products. We're going to do the whole thing that Microsoft was doing, acquiring all these small studios, was making us feel like they were going to make all these great games. And then here they are later going, oh, no, we're just going to pick the strongest out of all those groups and just kill off all the rest. And that's how we work.
yeah.
That's how this works, is what they're saying. This is how we made our profits, and it's how we're going to make profits next year. And when next year we make a lot of money, we're going to talk about this that we're doing here when we do our layoffs next year. So it's like, damn, dude. Like talk about like that's real backwards, man. That's not very cool.
Gets a little bit worse. In a Seattle Times report, for those unaware, Microsoft is located in kind of the Seattle, Richmond area in northwestern U.S. The Seattle Times reported that all of this reduction in headcount is to free up more capital for AI spending. Specifically, the company is looking to invest more money in AI infrastructure and technologies and is making various cuts across many organizations and divisions to fund these efforts.
And tell me something. Do you think all of the millions of saved money going into this new research to get AI implemented at the company, do you think that's going to replace the jobs of the people they already fired?
Yeah.
Or
is this like a test to see if they can do it? Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is really unfortunate, man.
Microsoft has announced that it intends to spend, this is WindowsCentral.com reporting, Microsoft has announced that it intends to spend $80 billion on AI infrastructure in the coming year to keep pace with the rest of the AI bubble. This is up $25 billion from the previous fiscal year. In recent weeks, reports have suggested that Microsoft and OpenAI's multi-billion-dollar partnership has become strained as both companies seek different things. So it's all in kind of the name of AI, ultimately. Is what I'm gathering from all this. So you start to think like, well, how was this just like a directive from the Microsoft CEO? Is it Natella? I forgot what his name is. Satya something. I forgot what his last name is. Like, is this basically him being like, we need more? You got to free up money. We need this film.
I don't know.
Go do it.
Yeah, some people in chat were saying that these came straight from Microsoft, all the cuts.
Yeah.
Not inside. So, I mean,
yeah.
Who knows, man? Who knows? It's hard. I mean, we'll never know, right?
Right. Yeah. It's unfortunate across the board. A lot of those, all of those games looked great. Also, I just got a spam message about how AI I can unlock my hidden growth. The timing of that could not be better.
Well, thank God someone can, JP.
Just the absurdity of that spam text. Oh God, fuck me. Yeah, just a huge multitude of studios affected by that, and it's rough. But hey, the Xbox producer in a now deleted
Oh no.
LinkedIn post, that's a great way to start a
That's what I was going to
segue.
say. That in a now deleted post.
Yeah. Aftermath.site is reporting Matt Turnbull, who is a executive producer at Xbox Game Studios Publishing, posted a LinkedIn memo to all of his laid off coworkers. If you're navigating a layoff or even quiet preparing for one, you're not alone, and you don't have to go it alone. I know these types of tools engender strong feelings in people, but I'd remiss in not trying to offer the best advice I can understand the circumstances. I've been experimenting with ways to use LLM AI tools like ChatGPT or Copilot to help reduce emotional and cognitive load that comes with job loss. Here are some prompt ideas and use cases that might help if you're feeling overwhelmed. Career planning prompts. Act as a career coach. I've been laid off from a role in the game industry. Help me build a 30-day plan to regroup, research new roles, and start applying without burning out. What kind of game industry jobs could I pivot to with the experience in blank, blank, blank? Resume and LinkedIn help. Here's my current resume. Give me 3 tailored versions. One for AAA, one for platform/publishing roles, and one for startup/small studio leadership.
Bro, no.
Rewrite this resume bullet to highlight impact and metrics. Draft a new LinkedIn About Me section that focuses on my leadership style, ship titles, and vision for game development. He kept going on. And then he ends, no AI tool is a replacement for your own voice or lived experience. But at a time when mental energy is scarce,
what he just said it was.
These tools can help you get unstuck faster, calmer, and with more clarity. If this helps, feel free to share with others in your network. Stay kind, stay smart, stay connected.
Oh, man. Wonder how fast his boss ran into his office and was like, delete that now.
I mean, he's not got many, he's a executive, he's an EP. So that would have had to come from probably someone like Phil be like, what the fuck are you doing? I would love to see what Phil is like when he's angry. Do you think he's a yeller?
I bet he gets quiet.
Do you think he's a quiet?
I bet he's a
angry
quiet
guy?
fury. He strikes me as the speak silently and carry a big stick kind of guy. Yeah, he does.
I could see that.
He just can't, like someone in chat. Zangbar says he doesn't get mad. He just gets disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he walks around the office like a
disappointment.
fucking Terminator.
Maybe.
He's just like daring anybody to look at him.
Yeah. It's got to be pretty awkward when he shows up at your studio unannounced or something. He's like, yeah, I'm here to see the game. And you're like, really, Phil? That's really? The game is going great, Phil. It's great. You don't need to be here.
That's funny. You stopped by Tango right before it shut down too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's our game.
You're like the cat in the retirement home, like plops down when he knows.
Yeah.
Like, so how's it going? How's everything over here?
Yep.
Good.
So outside of all that, there was a Twitter back and forth, which is kind of the talk of the greater industry this morning, between Rafael Colantonio, who is the former, or rather the founder of Arcane Studios, who's no longer with, I don't think.
He is now with Wolfeye.
Yeah.
They made Weird West, and they have an awesome new game coming out.
Yeah, so he tweeted out, why is no one talking about the elephant in the room, cough, cough, and then parenthesis, Game Pass, which prompted a user to ask him, as a dev, what are your thoughts on Game Pass? And he responded, I think Game Pass is an unsustainable model that has been increasingly damaging for the industry for a decade, subsidized by Microsoft's, quote, infinite money, end quote, but at some point, reality has to hit. I don't think Game Pass can coexist with other models. They'll either kill everyone else or give up. Which my community was very quick to point out. Rami said that exact thing, kind of a different form, a couple of years ago on the show. So it seems like this is an ongoing, like collective thought amongst a lot of developers.
People have kind of been saying this since Game Pass came out.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the biggest points of contention when it was first being released conceptually.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a huge issue. It absolutely is. And Raph is absolutely right. And honestly, like what's interesting is we're seeing the ramification. We just did. I mean, look at this. Microsoft with its wildly successful Game Pass and everything's working so great, just fired 9,000 people. So clearly this is like, no, it's not sustainable at all. And it's working arguably as pretty much best as it could right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he's nailed it.
Yep. And so this prompted Twitter user Cromwell, aka I forget. Code, do you know his full name?
For who?
For Crom over at Larian. Cromwell on Twitter.
I thought he renamed his name officially to Cromwell, his Twitter handle. Is that not?
Oh, okay. Well, that's his. Yeah, no, that's his thing.
That's all I've known about.
He's
He's
one of
always
the-
known
yeah.
as Cromwell.
He's one of the heads over at Larian, and he's
Very popular on Twitter.
Yeah, very outspoken as well. Anytime you've seen like Larian exec has comment or kind of gets looped in a lot with things Finn has said, because he's usually echoing a lot of what Finn has said. He jumped into the conversation and quit and said, "What happens when all the money runs out?" Question mark is the most vocal concern in my network and one of the main economic reasons people I know haven't shifted to its business model. The infinite money thing never made any sense. Raphael responded, "I agree. I'm fed up with all the BS they fed us at first. Like, don't worry, it doesn't impact the sales, only to admit years later that it totally does. No shit, it does." And then we had a bunch of other folk jump in. "I don't think Game Pass was made to be profitable, sustainable in the short to the medium term. Microsoft is running a marathon. Game Pass was also instrumental in Microsoft's attempt at pushing streaming to the forefront of the market." Raphael responded and said, "I agree, but it's a long game that involves throwing a tsunami at the entire ecosystem of the industry. Only the gamers like it because the offer is too good to be true, but eventually even gamers will hate it because they realize the effects on the games." I think that's where like our community is at the origin of right now, where they're starting to see like, oh, fuck, it is kind of affecting everyone else. I don't know.
It's a fantastic value.
Yeah,
But,
I think
it's
that
not-
narrative will
yeah.
always eclipse
Yeah.
the other narrative that he mentioned, because you're right, it's insane.
Still a good value.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a problem. That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Well, it sucks to know that the only way that it would be sustainable is if you got to a point where you plateau and stay there and be happy with that. You get
But
to
that's
this number
not
of
how
like,
it works.
I know that. But that's the shitty
Business
thing.
is
Is if
transient.
you want to sustain Game Pass, you have to. You're going to get to a point where the numbers don't go up anymore, and then you have to like stop paying as many people for their games to be a Game Pass, day one exclusive, stuff like that. It'll still be a fucking great deal for everyone that still pays for it, but there's only a finite amount of people who are going to ever buy Game Pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people will quit. And people will die and cancel.
Yeah. Conversation kind of, I think, went to DMs after that, or started to die out. But there was a dying comment out of Cromwell. He said, regarding cannibalization of sales, quote, "We aren't seeing that. The economics never made sense, but at the same time, I do recognize that for smaller teams with newer, riskier IPs, it helped de-risk. I much prefer Sony's life cycle management strategy." Which, yeah. And then Raphael kind of ended and said, "Yeah, the only way Game Pass," they call it GP, "can coexist without hurting everyone is for the back catalog." So he's essentially saying like the now launching with Game Pass type deal on day one is maybe the biggest culprit for a lot of that. Which, yeah, I feel like that's the biggest risk aversion of it all for Microsoft is when a game, I mean, we just saw it with what FBC Firebreak, right? Like they touted incredible numbers of players. The majority of those were probably sales on Game Pass, or sorry, not sales. They were all on Game Pass. Yeah. So it's an interesting time. I do wonder how long that stuff can exist with what Microsoft is doing at the moment. So we'll see. Yeah, chat's very quick to bring up Expedition 33. Like a lot of reason people were able to get that game is because Game Pass, right? Like put them in, started that buzz. might be the exception to the rule, but it still is a great exception. Right? Who knows if it
Now I feel bad
done
that I
it.
like Game Pass. Don't feel bad you like a good value. It's not you. Like, no, I mean, that's it, you know, like that's exactly what the people who are making the games want you to do.
Yeah.
So what needs to change is what they want you to do. So, you know, it's that situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that being said, it always helps to buy games directly if you really enjoy a game. If you have some extra bucks, and especially if you play like an indie game or something, like just pick up a copy of it.
And that's this thing that we're discussing right now, and chat's kind of, I think, starting to experience, if they're not already. It's exactly what the devs are saying. Like, for consumers, Game Pass is fucking awesome. Like, they can't refute that. And it's kind of, to put words in their mouth, it's kind of an unwinnable battle. Like, at the end of the day, consumers are going to play a game and play that game the easiest and cheapest way to do it, outside of pirating it, right? And so that's what Game Pass is kind of fulfilling at the moment, as it's the cheapest and easiest way to play those games. You click a button, the game's on your hard drive. You don't
It's
even.
the exact same product they would pay more for.
Yeah.
In many cases. Not
Now,
all of them.
as long as that doesn't get super convoluted, we won't do what's happening to like TV and circle all the way back down to piracy, right? Because now everyone on TV jumped on the Netflix thing. There's a billion streaming services, and it's a fucking nightmare to jump on because it's just like cable television all over again. And now people are like, it's time to go sail in the high seas because I don't want to pay for 30 different fucking subscriptions to watch all my favorite shows. So, yeah. We'll see what happens with all that. I think it's going to only be a continuing story.
I'm just waiting for the day where there's only that one guy who has all the streaming services, and he's uploading to the Pirate Bay, and
Not me.
and like everybody's just leeching off that one person that's still paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens. I thought this was fun, only because I hope it's true. I don't think it's going to work. But it's always great to see in the minds of these companies. EA reportedly is expecting Battlefield 6 to have 100 million players. 3 times more than the series' best seller. This was a report from Ars Technica, which explores the game's many ambitions and problems through information gathered from anonymous sources. In the article, Battle Royale modes and competitors like Call of Duty inspired this optimistic figure. Obviously, Battlefield has never achieved these numbers before, stated one source, while another said it's important to understand that over about the same period, 2042 has only gotten 22 million. So, yeah.
This is going to end exactly how they think.
Where Battlefield dies. They shut it all down. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah.
I have high hopes for Battlefield, subtitle Concord Station. I think it'll go very well.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess they're really hoping, dreaming, delusional, perhaps, that this closed alpha test that they're doing is really going to put the community back in with
Have they
the
announced
company.
what its gimmick is?
No,
What's
not really.
Is there anything new it's doing, or just what's the thing? What's the pull? Why do they think it's going to have so many players in the last one?
The rush mode's been leaked. There's some single player campaign info, deluge of info on weapons, and the battle royale mode, I guess, is the thing that they believe will be the big surge, is the battle royale mode. You know, battle royale games super big in 2025.
Huge right now. Yeah.
Everyone's playing them.
Do they have like a 5v5 hero?
Not yet.
Too, they're really pushing.
That's next. No. That's coming down the pipeline. When the battle royale fizzles out, they're gonna spin up the 5v5. They're gonna, yeah. Christ. I would love a Battlefield 6 to be great. I don't think it's gonna be that great.
I still want Battlefield 2142. Just remake that. Just don't change anything. Just remake it. And we'll be good.
Yeah.
Destructible environments and remake it, and we're good. Yep.
Yeah. It's also kind of weird too. Like, EA owns Respawn, which puts out Apex, which is not doing great, is a battle royale. So how, like, does that
Is it not doing
information,
great?
like, I don't think Apex is doing all that great. How does that,
Doing
like,
tournaments and stuff, right?
yeah, but that's ultimately marketing, right? Like, I don't know if that's necessarily a bullet point for success.
Oh wow, no, chat's with you. Yeah, you'd know more about this than I do, but no, chat is not very.
That might
positive
just
on
be
it. That's too bad.
sentiment, though. Maybe within the inside of people that play Apex, it's great. I don't necessarily know. I haven't touched Apex in several years.
Oh, it's been years since I played too. Yeah.
Yeah. I just like that communication. Like, there's got to be a wall up where they're just like, la 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 la, we're gonna make it beyond. We can't.
Oh,
fucking
dude, I
hear
know.
you.
Well, no, it's Concord syndrome, man. It's people making expectations and decisions that are just kind of not plugged into reality. They're just not. They're probably just going off based on previous battlefields and adjusting for inflation and recent trends in gaming. It's just probably all spreadsheet tomfoolery.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably taking like the recent Call of Duty numbers, and that's probably somehow involved in their projections on how hot those are and
Okay.
all
I
that
mean,
stuff.
Listen, I actually looked it up, and all they have to do is get the entire country of Vietnam to play the game. 101 million people in Vietnam.
okay.
That's
They're
all
gonna
they have to
focus
do.
all their
Just get
marketing.
all of Vietnam to play it, and they got their 100 million right there.
God damn it. Yeah. Someone did the legwork in chat and pulled up the Steam DB for me. 184,000 24-hour peak in Apex. That's pretty good. That's actually not bad.
When was that?
24-hour peak. Currently, right now, it's
Oh,
84,000.
24 hours.
Yeah. Currently, it's
That's
84,000.
great.
And they hit those
Damn.
numbers pretty much daily.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
pretty
dude,
good
they're-
for
I'd say that. I mean, that's going pretty damn strong.
a
Absolutely.
six-year-old. When did this game came?
Exactly what I was about to say. I want to say 7 or 8 now, isn't it? When did it
November
come out?
2020. November 5th, 2020 is when it came out.
It's only been 5 years for 8.
Yeah, 4.7 years. I don't know why they put
Feels older.
0.7.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're doing okay, and they
Yeah,
pump
they're doing
out
just fine.
they pump out a ton of content for that game, MTX wise, with new characters and all that stuff. So I don't know,
Like,
man.
I like Moose Juice in my chat, and I really hope he folded his arms before he said this. I'm still not going back. I don't care.
He'll
I'm
be
still not
back
going
in there in a couple weeks. I play League of Legends and say that every fucking week. That's just how it is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I take back what I said. Maybe that conversation does make its way over to the Battlefield team. They're like, shit. Yeah, if you're still pulling those numbers, then we should probably do that. I don't know
Dude,
what
if there was a Battlefield game pulling those numbers, I would be damn impressed. To put
Yeah.
it bluntly, Battlefield fell off, and I don't use that term often, but it actually did. Like, it used to be Battlefield and Call of Duty. I remember growing up
Yep.
vividly. It was like Coke and Pepsi, back in PC, Call of Duty and Battlefield, right? Like, that was it. And then over time, man, Battlefield just they kept having releases. Call of Duty would release and then Battlefield would release. And Call of Duty would release and then Battlefield would release. And then
Yeah.
Call of Duty would release and then Battlefield would release. So it's like Call of Duty just kind of spiraled off into the distance, and Battlefield just could not keep up. And now these days, there's people that like don't even register Battlefield.
Yeah.
Especially younger kids. Don't even like, it's not even a thing really to a lot of people anymore. So hopefully they come back. I loved the back. I was always a Battlefield guy.
Same.
So
Dude, the
yeah,
amount of time
I miss it.
amount of time I spent in BF2 playing Strike. I think I called it Strike at Karkland, but Karkland is the Walmart brand?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whatever that
That's a
map is called.
classic.
That's just like, oh,
Mhm. I
so
have
much fun.
vivid memories. Yep. I
Yeah.
was a huge 2142 player too. That to this day is one of the coolest FPSs I'd ever played. Titan mode,
Yeah.
mechs and everything. Like
That's
some of
pretty
the weapons, dude. Oh, so much fun. I really wish they would just re-release that game.
They haven't. Well, they kind of tried with that like Battlefield
They did some remaster.
5.
Yeah, that,
Like,
that wasn't it.
well,
They tried to like games as a service all of their games.
Yeah, that's
They
what it
basi-
was. That's what it was.
They tried to gas their game library, and
Yeah.
it just didn't really work. It was not. It may still be a thing. I don't even know.
I
but
think it's still in there. I think you could still play
Yeah.
like Bad Company 2 maps / rule set on Yeah, Portal. It's called Portal. That's what it is. The Battlefield Portal or EA Portal or whatever. Yeah.
I kind of wish they would just, do a proper remake. Put the servers back up, put it in the new engine, make it look awesome. Maybe give a little, call it 2143 and put in a few extra weapons and I mean, dude, I guarantee you, they just do that would print money.
Yeah.
That game is totally different from any other shooter on the market right now in terms of how you play it and like the vehicles and the objectives, and it's great. Okay, I'm done reminiscing.
No, it happens. You got to boot it up and play it. Check it out. Yeah,
It's
really,
so
I think right now EA's still kind of riding the high with absolutely nothing that they did when it comes to Battlefront 2. That game's still peaking at 26,000 right now. It is at actually its 24-hour peak right now. 26,000 people are logged in playing that game, which is the highest it's been in several weeks. So
hell yeah,
people still playing it and loving it. 35,000 all-time peak was 14 days ago. So that game's still
chugging.
Still chugging. Yeah. That is pretty much it in terms of news. Chat, did I miss anything big that we need to talk about? Then we don't really have that much games to talk about because I already discussed what I was playing. Been playing Liza P. Oh,
playing
there
Liza
is
P DLC.
Yeah, the Subnautica news. Did you guys hear about that? Talk about a fucking gut punch.
Dude.
Absolute just.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong here. We still haven't heard anything from those
What
three
happened?
guys, right? Okay. You want to do JP or?
No, go ahead. I'll pull up the
Okay.
the articles.
So Krafton is the owner of Unknown Worlds, the developers of Subnautica, Below Zero, and now the currently in production Subnautica 2. Well, it was recently released that 3 positions, the CEO, one of the co-founders, and the creative director, have since parted ways with the studio. Krafton is the one who announced it, basically making it sound like they couldn't come to an agreement on something. Krafton made it sound like, we're sorry to see them go, but we could not come to an agreement, blah, blah, blah. And then they immediately put in the CEO of, I want to say, Striking Distance, the guy that made Callisto Protocol, is now the new CEO of Unknown Worlds. And the part of this that's really, really concerning is it's like, what in the hell is going on? Everyone's being kind of quiet about it. No one, from last I checked, none of the big 3 that got released have said anything publicly.
I don't think so.
It is a very weird situation. Especially considering like that creative director, Charlie, like in a lot of ways was like a lot of the soul of Subnautica. He was Charlie's a really good dude. He's been on Twitter and been very public for a while. Now we are being told that those are the only 3 positions that have left. And as far as I also know, the rest of the team is being pretty silent. And the message does say that everything is going on as normal. And
it's
they're
an odd
anticipating...
message, though. Did you read it?
It's weird. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's very corporate and very sterile.
Yeah, there was no explicit reason for why the 3 individuals are no longer at the company. But the message, and I'm reading what PC Games in wrote, and I agree with what they wrote. Basically, comes out that they were like slow or something. The full quote from the official statement is, quote, as part of its oversight, Krafton is committed to achieving regular milestones to assess progress across its creative studios. These reviews, based on clearly defined metrics and targets, will help ensure that games meet both creative and quality standards. This process is essential to delivering the right game at the right time. Unknown Worlds' new leadership fully supports this process and is committed to meeting player expectations. It's such an odd thing to include.
You're gonna call your deadlines on your devs player expectations. Am I understanding that properly? Is that basically what they were saying?
I mean, it could mean a ton of things. It could mean that the dev team was being slow and Krafton was like, they want to push this game out faster. It could mean that there was internal arguments about things that wanted to be in the game and not be in the game, and they were just like, fuck you, get out of
about
here.
that? You know what's so absolutely unfair about that?
Which part? There's a lot of unfairness, but go ahead.
If that's really the perspective they're taking, with the 3 people that run Unknown Worlds, do they not understand that in their last game, they literally rebuilt it halfway through based on what the players wanted?
That's true.
Like, you don't, this is not a company that, this is a company that gets gamers what they want. They don't get them out when other people want it. They get out when it's done. So it's like, how could they think that these guys were not going to do a when it's done when they literally retconned half the work of the old game, got a new writer, and like remade it? Like, that's crazy. And then say it's because of us, like for our expectation. We were fine with that. We're fine with them taking their time now.
Yeah,
we don't care. Oh, that's dirty.
That didn't.
Sucks. No. Again, we gotta. We don't really know what that means. Maybe there's more involved. Like, I'm sure there's NDAs all over the place, but I'm really hoping we get more info on this so we know who to be properly angry at.
Yeah, they they put out a letter to our community after this to talk about, because as soon as this happened, people are immediately like, well, fuck this, we're boycotting. Like, everyone remove this game from your wish list. Like, Krafton is fucking this up, and we're going to let them know. And so Unknown Worlds put out another statement, and it was very PR-y and whatnot, but they were kind of committed to being like, yeah, we're still going to put out the same game. It's going to be a single player experience. There's not going to be the loot boxes. All that stuff is not going to be in the game. And they wanted to reassure them being the community, about all of this. They talked about, navigating towards early access, our commitment to an open development and crafting Subnautica 2 alongside our community during early access hasn't changed. We believe strongly in listening to your voices, and we've already received invaluable feedback from hundreds of community members who have participated in early playtests of the game. One final thing we want to address, we've seen some additional concerns about it. Nothing has changed with how their game is structured. It will remain a single-player, first experience with optional cooperative multiplayer, no subscriptions, no loot boxes, no battle pass, no microtransactions. We want to thank you as always for your incredible support, enthusiasm for Subnautica 2, yada, yada, yada. So, might be the type of thing where we never know. Why? Because you're right, NDAs do go in place, or non-competes with NDAs in them go into place when you exit a company like this. So depending on what the timeline is on those, you might never find out what happens. But if those 3 go to found another studio, and it's called Known Worlds, and they're making Schmotica 3, something definitely went down, and you never know.
Schmotica.
You never know what that means. We'll see what happens with those 3, because you got to think they're going to do something.
Why would they make Schmotica 1, JP?
Because, it's about the message. It's about the natural selection 4. That's what they're going to make next. They're going to skip 3 altogether.
I'm waiting for Subnautica.
Oh, God.
Oh.
That's what the date everything.
Is that the dating? Yeah, exactly. Give it to the date everything guys. Oh, perfect.
Oh, I was thinking.
I want to date Amelia Tyler as a jellyfish.
No. They get together with the devs from the Horse Girl game, and they make it a fish girl game.
Yeah.
Ooh, there we go. Could race dolphins.
Yeah.
There you go.
Zeke,
I'd race some dolphins.
Zeke, I heard you kind of what happened. So 2 things. One, when I was playing Death Stranding 2 last night, remember?
No, we don't need to go into this at all.
Remember when we were talking about Dan's gaming and his heinous acts in Death Stranding 2?
Wait. We don't need to talk about this? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. But chat informed me the most emotional scene in Death Stranding, where our chat last week went to him to rate him when we were talking about his acts. Knowing what scene that was in, that's fucking funny. It's even funnier than what we thought. So if you ever are curious, go watch Dan's VODs. And secondly, during that same fucking cutscene last night for me, people joined my chat like it was fucking Morpheus and Neo. Zeke's playing the horse game, and fucking just started like running through the shit and started telling everyone that
I'm sorry that happened.
And I was
I'm
just
sorry
like,
that
guys.
Well, no,
we
I'm
get
sorry.
it?
I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm sorry the game happened to me at all. I'm really sorry that I even
Wow.
thought that
Oh
it would
my
be something
God.
I would enjoy.
Yeah. So
I really
did you
did.
enjoy it or no?
No,
Not at all. Okay.
No. no,
Oh,
it was
that's too
so okay. It was such like everything I wanted to enjoy about it was just like I thought it was gonna be okay. I played Genshin Impact a little bit back when it came out, and I was like, oh, I spent like a couple $100 on it because it was fun, like just ripping open. I mean, virtually ripping open packs of like, characters and stuff, and like
Yeah.
getting those high level rarities and shit like that. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be just like that. After an hour and a half of tutorial, half of which I fucking skipped. Because I'm like, God damn, you like the blab. Holy fuck, what is this? I wanted to get into the gambling.
Most of the community does not read that. They just hit auto skip and then it goes past all of it. Yeah, they don't.
No, I eventually started doing that, and I eventually was like, okay, what's next? And they're like, oh, you got to train your thing. And I'm like, okay, then you got to do this. And I'm like, where's the fucking gambling? It's like, oh, you used your free ones, and now you got to work up. You got to go to the races and do all this shit. And like, when I like finally pressed that auto skip dialogue, it was still amazing to me how much they put into it that you're actually skipping.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Like every time I was like, okay, let's train. Do this skill. And it was like, and it was like a good 30 seconds. I'm like, what the fuck? Who reads all of this?
Can I
Are you
skip the
kidding me?
skip?
Oh my,
Yeah. Well, it's even wilder.
it's just, I am so out of the world of mobile games and gotcha games and shit like that. I have not played one in so long that you forget, like, it's not a video game. It's not. It's a way. It's a way
Guys,
for them
the
to
Twitter
get your money.
account is under.
No, come at me, bro. Come at me. I don't give a fuck.
Dude,
I don't give a shit.
Zeke, they're a gotcha game. They have more money than you. They're gonna take you down.
It's a slot machine. Yeah, it's not a video game. It's
there
a slot
is
machine.
no question that it is a game like a slot machine in a casino. But when you have a psychologist in the room helping you design your game mechanics, that is different than a normal game. I'm with Zeke on that.
No, listen.
That's
as
a
someone
different
who likes,
thing, dude.
Who likes and has probably almost had a problem with gambling for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
This is I go to Vegas and I play the slot machines, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I put my money in, I pull the thing, or hit the button, and then it tells me if I won. This is like, hey, do you want to read War and Peace and then get to gambling? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do any of that. Well, you kind of have to understand how to play the thing better. I'm like, tell me where to insert the money and I will lose it for you if you want. And I was like, I was begging it to give money to it. I was like, please just let me give you money so I can gamble. And they're like, no. You got to listen to the story of these fucking girls at this stupid goddamn academy and shit like that. You got to go through that first before you can gamble. I'm like, don't kiss me. Just fuck me. Okay, please. I don't need this. I don't need the foreplay. Okay, just get to the good stuff. I don't know how long I played. Probably like an hour and a half. How long
you
did I
have
play?
no
90
idea.
minutes,
Zeke, there is a meeting somewhere with 15 people in suits more expensive than we'll ever make in a year. And you're on the board and they're playing you. And one of them is going, look, they do exist. This is our target audience. This.
No.
Look.
Here's the funny part about Code just said is that the footage is actually black and white because this is from the 50s. Because of course they've known that for years, decades.
No, I was just upset that it took so long to get into because I
Episode
wanted
of Mad Men.
I wanted to have the experience that like people like Strippin and you have had. Like I wanted to yell for my gal, and the two races I was in, they were like auto wins. The tutorial win, and then your first race is
always
pretty
free.
much an auto win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not even excited to be cheering for my horse because I know she's going to win. She was the favorite across everybody's board.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck, man, I wanted to get into this, but it had a lot of things going against it. First of all, it has nothing but cutesy anime, which is the worst anime. There's no blood, there's no guts, there's no gore, there's no like fighting.
I want to
like,
see those horse bitches die.
There's special moves and stuff, but yeah.
Do you think we
They
could
do have
maybe hold
titties, which is
hands?
good. I mean, obviously, you can see like someone told me to pick this horse, and I was like, "That's a good horse. I like that horse."
Did they tell you the
I will
real
take that.
life parallels to? Because all these horses are named. All these
After real
horses
horses.
are named after real horses. See, can they have real
Yes,
stories?
I was made aware
Really?
of that, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, what about this? Did you like this?
It made me
Oh, they have
want to play Yakuza 4
Okay.
again. The idol story, the Hanukkah
Idol storyline. Yep.
Yeah. Because that shit was great. I had a blast with that. This, not as much. Not
Oh, you went
as
with the
much or at all.
American horse here.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's
5. There you go. 5.
yeah.
Yakuza 5. But yeah, no, this does nothing for me because I didn't earn this. I didn't earn this game. I didn't. My horse won because it's scripted. I'm scripted to win. I'll tell you this: if I got further in the game and I raised a horse from nothing, from scratch or whatever you want to call it, I
You'd be invested.
would have enjoyed this dance because I earned it because I like trained them and I studied like what they're good at and put points into that shit. But this, I didn't earn this, so I didn't like it.
I get it.
But the main thing I don't like about this is it's a mobile game. And the mobile games are just not something I've kept up with. And they are just fucking button puke on the screen. It's just nothing but button puke. It's like, oh, look at this. Here's 70 buttons that you can press on the screen. I'm like, dude, if you want my money, you're going to have to streamline this shit a little bit more. Because I am not doing this. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So I tried it. I wanted to I swear to God, I wanted to like it. I wanted to get hooked. I wanted everybody to go like, see? And I'm like, fuck. I was pissed that I didn't.
I'm just
that it
glad you
didn't
bounced
grab
off
me
of it.
at all.
Because
Yeah.
the other 95% of my friend group have gotten sucked in. It's bad. It's real bad. Like I watched stripping. And here it's like doubly bad because it's one, they're addicted to it to begin with, which is not great for a gacha game with people with money. And secondly, it's also fun for them to stream because it gets really good viewership. And so when you put one and one together, that oftentimes make two, and that doesn't line up for streamers that often. And so when it does, you start getting like 15, 16 hour long streams of just
I think
horse racing.
I think what I would have preferred, I'm probably not going to ever pick this up again, but what I should have done or should have tried at the very least is to get like someone in my ear telling me
What to do?
like taking me through the whole thing and telling
I'm
me
just glad
what
you
I
didn't
can
have that.
absolutely skip or just give me the core, like this is what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm just glad
And
you
then-
didn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got chat.
I mean, I honestly don't think with its aesthetic and stuff that I would have been addicted anyway.
Sure.
Because it's not appealing to me, and especially like I had a long diatribe after I put it down last time about like and I was really flaming on it. Like I was arguing with chat and I was telling them like it's just not, this isn't the anime for me. Like this is not the style for me at all.
Yeah.
Like it's cutesy, it's like high pitched voices. It's all about, it has school in it for some fucking reason.
Yeah, they go to school.
Like it has relationships. I'm like, no, man.
Did you figure
Even
out
Persona was like, Persona had school and like a little bit of cutesy this and that, but it was mostly about, going
you-
into dungeons and fighting things.
There was a discretion last week. Did you figure out the horse lineage thing, how that works out? With the two
No, I was
female
told not
horses?
to talk about it, so I didn't.
Okay, all right, okay. No,
You told me very clearly and very angrily, may I add, last
yeah,
week,
no. That's
not to bring it up.
I was seeing if you did any extra work there. Let's move on.
No, I avoided it. Seriously, I didn't even ask about it. I was just like, sure, that's what happens, and I'll just accept it.
It happens.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, it's.
Now, I might play the Persona Gacha though. That might be more.
I've heard that's okay. I was actually curious
more
about
my
that.
Speed, perhaps.
It does. It's still the same thing. It's a gacha.
I'm guessing
game.
it's very similar. It has the button. Look at the button puke.
It's got buttons everywhere.
Did you see that? Look at this.
Well,
every screen has 70 buttons to push.
That's
every one of them.
Yeah.
The only relaxation I got from choice overload was watching the races. I'm just sitting there, okay, like, oh, good. I don't have to do anything during the race. I can just watch. I don't have to examine every fucking button to see, like, what do I press next?
Yeah. No, there's none of that. It's just big, beautiful buttons. Zeke, that's what you push. Yeah. No, it's in this weird world where there's plenty of stuff to play right now in the world of streaming. Everyone's gravitated towards this. And yeah, Northern Lion had like 30,000 people watching. Everyone but Ko. He doesn't want to be looped into that. But everyone else is reaping the benefits with 4 times Ko's viewership. So
no one's watching Liza P these days. Nope.
This part was the funnest part. Was like,
what's that part?
Was like busting packs.
Oh,
like
packs
of supporters, packs of horses. Yeah. This was the funnest part, and this is the part I wanted. This is why the trading card game simulator, trading card shop simulator.
Yeah, same thing.
That's why it grabbed me, because it was all that. That's all it was like, once you get your shop set up, ripping packs. You're just ripping packs, trying to get those high rarity cards.
Got to get the rarities.
And that's what I wish the game was, but you have to go through so much fucking fluff and bullshit to get to that part. It's like, this is not geared towards American gambling at all.
Yeah.
American gambling is like, put my money down. 22, you bust. Hey, that was fun. Take my money. There you go.
In the 10 years we've been doing this show, I like how the Zeke's progression in gambling has gotten, and I can't wait until Drop Frames episode, say like 1590-ish, when Zeke comes, he's going to wheel his chair onto his old man chair onto the episode. He's going to take out his new gambling game, and it's just going to be one button that says lose. And he presses the button, and it subtracts money from his account and makes a big ding sound, and some lights go off. He's just like,
I would say Zeke's...
Dunk.
I don't know if Zeke's gambling habits have changed at all in the 10 years that we've known him. I feel like he's been pretty steady-lined.
I feel like he's trying to speed run to the losses more. it's less about
that's always been the case.
About the destination.
I feel like that hasn't changed though.
No, that's something you might not understand about people who like have a possible problem with gambling.
Right.
Is that like the losing is a big part of the addiction.
True.
It's like losing to a Dark Souls boss, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it makes the winning better.
Highs without the lows, man. You have to.
Yeah. I like, and I will always make it a case to bring up conversations around games like this, because my favorite thing is not the discussion. It's not listening to Zeke or Ko talk about it. It's going over to another window and opening up Ko's chat and just watching the piranhas go fucking crazy. About Gacha.
Oh God, what are they eating?
About Gacha, anything Gacha game related. They're just like,
what?
Oh, oh God. Oh, I'm gonna fucking hurt myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
It's crazy, dude.
I'm gonna hurt myself.
I mean, you got to be careful with Gacha games.
I know, but it's like that's just like Zeke's gambling habits. It's been a constant for like 10 years.
Yeah,
and I love it so much. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so fun. And then maybe the opposite is where that your community is that way, kind of a reflection of streamer. My community is a reflection of me, and I'm just kind of like, and my community's like,
No, I've been very public with this is an instance where me and my community split. I've been very public about my stance on Gacha games and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care if adults play Gacha games. I'm never going to tell an adult what to do. I don't care if adults gamble. That's my issue is not doing that. My issue is I don't stream gacha games because I have a very large community of parents. I know for a fact that lots of kids watch me. It's a personal decision not to advertise those types of games to a susceptible audience.
Right.
It's not that I don't like gacha. I don't care about gacha games. I don't play them myself. That's because I just don't want to lose a lot of money.
Right.
But like, you know,
Smart.
It's more my big issue with those types of games is that they're normalizing and glamorizing gambling to children
So
and people who are susceptible. So
and that differs from your audience, where your audience is just against them. That what you're saying?
a lot of my audience just strongly dislikes gacha games, period.
Okay.
Do not like gacha games because they are gacha. I personally don't really care. I don't stream them because I don't want to glamorize them to like, and you know, I don't stream gambling. It's not something I ever do, and that's what it is.
Yeah. Got it. No,
I don't care what
I'm
adults
glad
do,
for the
man.
difference
I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum.
I'm completely the opposite. I encourage all of my viewers to do really, really poor decision making, like anytime possible. Like, yeah, go on, gamble, drink, smoke, do drugs, man. I do all of those things. My life is pretty good. Doing pretty good here.
Oh
no, man. I have been unfortunately introduced to like the world of shoddy microtransactions on that. Like my kids really love this mobile game called My Singing Monsters. And the game is actually super endearing. There's all these little monsters that make like these super nice harmonies, and you put little monsters in your village and they all harmonize together, and it's awesome. It's great. But holy shit, man, it is egregiously monotone.
What do you spend money on? What's the MTX?
Like timers and delays, and your resources come over time. You need resources to get new monsters. And dude, at one point, my middle son comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, you know, I just spent a week saving up for this egg, and I put it down, and it's going to take like 3 days to hatch." He's like, "Can I hatch it now?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure a buck or two, right?" It clicks the button. $14.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is one of like hundreds of monsters he has, and I started like looking around where you can spend money. I mean, you could dump $1,000 into this game in an hour. No question. Just by doing the gameplay, crazy stuff. Like I knew mobile monetization was bad. I was not aware it was that bad in games that are like literally angled towards kids. Like we've had that long discussions where it's like, I know that you like this game. This is fun, but don't think this is okay. Like you can't give this money. Like this is terrible.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like how a lot of it is, unfortunately.
Yep.
So.
No,
I honestly, I think there should be, like, okay, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day. Remember Joe Camel, the spokesperson for Camel cigarettes?
God, he was so cool. Am I right?
He was so awesome. I wanted to be like him so bad.
He got outlawed. He was outlawed because he was a cartoon character geared towards children, and everybody knew it. The company knew it. Everybody knew it. And eventually they were like, stop doing that shit. And they were not allowed to use Joe Camel anymore. And I think that would be great for gacha games. Like if we could gear them away from children.
Yep.
But however, video games in and of themselves are already geared towards youth.
But Zeke, if it's like Joe Camel, they're gonna outlaw him, and then he just gets cooler, and everyone likes to be more.
Yeah, that's right.
No. But no, you're absolutely right. And funny,
the
funny
Cheeto
enough,
man. He's so much cooler.
When I was younger, one of the parents of a classmate I went to, I don't know exactly what their position was, but they were in some way affiliated with the legal stuff going around the Joe Camel, or were affiliated with the person. But anyway, TLDR. One of the reasons that they had to take him away is because they had actual studies showing children that didn't know how to read, when presented with stuff in front of them, would gravitate towards the cigarettes because of Joe Camel on them. So like they had all these little kids like going up to the thing of toys and grabbing the cigarettes and being like, this is great. And apparently that's what pushed over like all of that stuff, is because they were like, 80% of kids prefer cigarettes.
In that same study, they put the logos of different things on there, and like kids, like it was like a comparable difference, like, or a comparable like number of kids were like, that's Disney, that's Joe Camel. Like they knew both things. of this, like the same amount of kids knew like
That's
Yeah.
wild.
that's Disney
crazy.
Channel
Yeah.
and
They
that's
have-
Cigarette Guy.
They have no
Cigarette
business
Channel.
knowing that. They should not know that. Yeah. Hey, people in chat saying, I remember candy cigarettes. Yeah.
Oh
those
yeah,
also-
I remember candy.
Fucking
cigarettes.
yeah, man. That I should have known because I was walking down the street like blowing that candy dust out. I was so fucking
Crazy.
cool doing that. I should have known that I was gonna be. Oh, speaking of, this might be. I announced, but I told everybody on my chat.
I don't know where this is going.
as
This
of-
is very
No,
exciting.
as of Wednesday, I have not had a cigarette since Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Congrats, dude. That's fucking
Hey,
awesome.
nice,
It's
man.
It's been a week Wednesday, so it's
Oh,
been
well,
a few
still-
more days now.
Congratulations.
Every day
dude.
matters, man. That's good.
That's huge. You've been
Yeah.
trying to do this for years. Is this
Both
your-
of
this
us
your longest
actually.
for a bit?
Like,
Katie's doing it too.
well, she came back. She went to visit her folks, and she was like, I forgot to smoke while I was away. And I was like, she came back and I was like, do you want to quit? And she's like, well, I don't crave them now. So we like took
Yes.
the remaining couple packs we had. We hit them. She hit them. I don't know where they are, but she hit them away. And we haven't had a smoke since a week ago Wednesday.
That's so awesome.
That's
man.
awesome, dude.
As somebody, I smoked for years, and it took me years to quit. And I can tell you of the many, many times I tried, no question, the worst was that first few days.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, you find yourself sitting there sometimes thinking about it. Like the fact that you guys just kind of hopped over that, like ride the momentum, man.
Yeah.
Ride the snake.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's awesome.
it's, but I mean, the thing is like,
Oh wait, are you still
with-
vaping?
with the, yeah, I still do that. That's, I know, but it's one thing at a time, please go.
Okay.
Like, give me a crush. Okay.
Okay.
Let me have a little bit. But no,
Getting close.
I for the last few years, like I haven't been smoking more than like I think my worst day was like 4 cigarettes, but like per day. But I haven't been smoking that much anyways. So like getting rid of the last ones, the last holdouts was like one after stream. And then one when I got done doing housework or mowing the lawn or something. So it was like not that often. I would do it anyways, but now it's gone. Now it's completely. I've been
Awesome, man.
Well, it's
off
an
of them for a
improvement.
while now, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much better.
but I mean,
okay.
this
I'm not gonna lie.
vaping will go to eventually.
This may be just some weird mental thing, probably in my ears. Okay, let's say that first. I swear you sound a little clearer. Like your voice.
No, my
sounds-
voice is it's healing, and it's
Okay.
Yeah,
that might be fantastic.
I'm not sure if it had
for your
anything to do with
voice.
cigarettes because I quit for a week for.
It's not gonna hurt.
yeah, definitely
no,
won't
no.
hurt.
No, nothing about this. And it was like a wake up call because I went to get a checkup, which I hadn't done in a while. And I was like, give me everything. And they're like, okay. So they did an EKG. They're like, your heart's good. And I was like, do a chest x-ray. They're like, okay, your lungs are good too. And I was like, really?
You're like smoking a cigarette?
Do you want to?
Wow.
Could you do the chest one again?
Yeah, I know. I was like, they are?
Did you
All
miss
right,
something?
then. But that
Great.
was a wake up call. It's like, you want to keep them that way, right? And I'm like, ooh, yeah, I do. Actually, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So-
Very cool.
Well, good. Glad to hear it.
Very glad to hear it, dude.
No, a
Congratulations.
friend of mine came over and he smokes still. And I was like
And
sitting,
he
I
quit
was
too,
doing
right?
it-
That's the story?
No, I wish. No. But I was doing a stream and I was like, what is that glorious smell?
Oh,
I love that. What is that? Oh my God, it's cigarettes. Shut up.
And fucking Joe Campbell
worry,
is
give it-
Sit back
outside
down.
on
Sit
your
back down.
couch.
It is going to.
God, it's cool.
It is going to surprise you. Give it three to 4 months. That's what
Yeah,
it
I've
took
heard,
me in my
yeah.
life. 3 to 4 months,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like, what is that? Oh,
Get the old
Oh,
schnoz
yeah.
bag.
oh yeah.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Some people love it forever, but
What else have we been playing? Like we said, I finished Death Stranding. Co's been doing Lies of P. Is the DLC? Are you having a? Where's the DLC at difficulty wise? Maybe that's the question.
okay. So I
asking.
got to the last area of the base game on a new save. There is no question that my second time through the game, I understood the mechanics better. It has been a far easier time. The DLC for me has I'm on. I want to say I just beat the second boss. It's kind of, they do it a little differently in the DLC. It is definitely harder.
Okay.
I think I was a little over concerned. It feels like a standard Souls-like difficulty.
Okay.
honestly, the DLC feels like when I played the base game the first time. That's what it feels like. It feels like more that I just like need to learn the moves, I need to learn the areas, I need to learn that kind of thing. It doesn't feel like hugely harder. But again, I'm only like on the second boss, and I've heard that the real difficulty is in the later bosses. So
That's
I'm
what Zeke was saying. Yeah.
not gotten to the hard part.
Well,
But it's been dude, it's been awesome. Location is fantastic. Story is interesting and actually done. I'm pretty sure how I like it, but I'll have to talk about that more when I'm done. The new weapons are wild. So I have gotten 3 new weapons in the DLC, and using all 3 of them has been like completely different gameplay experiences. Can I talk about them, or is that gonna break it?
it doesn't matter to me. No,
You care? Oh, Zeke's already done.
Zeke's already played it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about. Okay,
Yeah.
so first weapon I get is a technique thing, and it's basically a freaking rocket. It's a spear, but it's got a giant rocket engine in the end of it.
Is that
So
the
if you
heavy
start-
attack?
If you start sprinting and then hold right click, he just holds it and turns the booster on and starts running twice as fast, and you just like slam into shit. You're literally a missile.
It's just a
Like,
battering ram.
Awesome.
That's
It's
pretty cool.
just a giant like rocket, and then it's got like stab attacks and all sorts of fun stuff. It's great. Next weapon I get, straight up Wolverine claws. I kid you not. Super fast, really quick, crazy combos, like a charge up power mode. I mean, it's phenomenal. And then the next one you get, this giant strength bloody fan weapon. And the way that it works
Pinwheel,
is as you swing it, the pinwheel starts swinging, so they charge up and start doing more damage, and then they're like swinging super fast. And if you sprint, the wind also spins them. So as you sprint, they start like spinning as you move faster and faster and faster and faster. So, and I mean, that's just the 3 that I found so far. And apparently
Nice.
they're not even the awesome ones. There's also a bow. They just straight up give you a bow
Yeah.
at the start of this one.
Yeah.
Which is great too. I don't really use the bow though, but yeah, it's been great. They added in some new ways to work with the P organ stuff, which is cool. You instantly get some new grindstones. There's also new Legion arms. So they actually add new Legion arms as well. So you get a straight up shotgun in your arm if you want one. You get
Well, and
like
some of those Legion arms are really useful against some of the bosses in the later on in the game in the DLC.
Just for like
cool.
stagger
For real.
purposes type deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, stuff like that.
I would
Yep,
imagine
yep.
a shotgun's got a lot of stagger to it.
I've only the one that I have is I'm using a flying blade one. It sends out blades and spin around a whole bunch. I haven't even done the shotgun one yet, but
Got it.
Pegasus
I'm
or
gonna try that
something
one.
like that.
yeah, like Pegasi or something.
Cool.
But no, boss design has been great. Occasion design has been great. So many Vista shots that are all just like super well done. All great voice acting. I just got up to I didn't even know Neil Newbon was in it today. Got up to his character today,
weird.
which was freaking
Newborn.
awesome. Yeah.
Huh.
Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3. So
Yeah, no, he's
good. Just
great in it.
man, I just got this sword, and it looked like a lance, like you would use like for jousting, and you hold the bottom, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. What does this do? And the bottom had this kind of like ring around it. Walk up and hold right click. Dude holds it up, points it at something, and just jets of fire start coming out of it. It's literally a flamethrower in a weapon. I was just like, oh, every weapon so far has been awesome. That's been great.
What are your the biggest takeaway for the DLC for me was the running narrative and the side stuff. Like, I know you haven't gotten that far, but how are you feeling about it?
Dude,
So far.
I caught on pretty early to what was going on. Particularly when it started talking about the characters, particularly the main.
Right.
I'm loving it, man. Like
Isn't it
I'm
great?
starting to see like how things are being tied together, starting to see where it goes. Like this is far deeper than like, just some extra story in a side area. Like this is the kind of thing you can probably tell they thought about before the base game released. And I love shit. Like this is the kind of thing where I think I'm going to want to finish the DLC, and then I can definitely see myself kind of like maybe cozily going through the game again and looking for things that I may have missed. It's that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, don't sleep
really
on
enjoying
don't sleep on the side stuff too. I know you won't, but like there's a couple of the stories, one in particular that I'm thinking of that I won't spoil, but it was heartbreaking. It was awesome, really good.
The second that I picked up a particular poster early in the game, I looked at chat and I was like, damn it, this is gonna be real sad, isn't it? this is gonna be real sad.
Yeah.
Like when I was like, oh, I see where this is going. Oh no, like this is gonna be rough. But I mean, in all the best ways, right? It's when you see it's one of those stories that you know needs to be told, but you know it's gonna be hard. Yeah. So
no, there was. I swear to God, there was one story they told in a space of like a space of like 20 minutes. It was like you get the first hint, and then you get like a couple more hints, and then you go, and then then the story wraps up, and I was just like, you know, like it was just this little tiny contained side story, and I was like, it crushed me when I saw how it played out.
you're currently talking about the Co's of P, apparently.
Yeah, the Co's of P.
Yep, it works.
Really, I'm a known liar. I see. What I'm well known for on Twitch.
Oh, I didn't even consider that's what that could mean.
And
now I like that title more. Now
I know it's even better. It's Co's of P Overachiever is what it is. No, it's Lies of P Overture is what we're talking about right now. Overture, the DLC. Yeah, I'm currently, I think, on the second main boss, I want to say. And JP is going to play it.
It might be on the forever backbone. We'll see.
This is interesting. Now wait a second. You're generally a Souls-like guy, and I thought
know.
you'd like. What's going on? It's not feeling it?
Well, no, it's honestly the business side of it is wanted to finish Death Stranding because I was already 30 hours in, committed to that. And then the subathon goal was not just play Dawn Trail, it was play Dawn Trail immediately as your next game. You cannot get out of it type deal. And so I will do that. And so Death Stranding
FF14?
Yeah. Death Stranding to Dawn Trail to Lies of P is a very quick way to be poor.
Yeah.
So we'll have to mix something else in there. Maybe a bunch of Peak or something like that. To keep viewership afloat, as it were. So it's ultimately a business decision that gets rolled out there.
Hey, that's fair.
It's the dance you have to do between like, man, I really want to play this game, but half the people want to watch it. Okay, I'll pepper in some Metal Gear. Okay, here you go.
Yeah. It's a streamer business decision ultimately.
Yeah.
But I want to. Like, I do want to play it. Not only both of you selling it on me, and
like this is going to be and last episode of the year worthy to talk about.
I'm sure. Yeah. Wait,
like,
hold on though. It's DLC.
It's true, but we have some episodes where that is fair. It's not going to be on the main list, but we absolutely have categories where it could go.
Okay. Yep. Is this going to be
finish it first? But
is this going to be an asterisk thing where it does show up on the top 10 though?
No, I was thinking biggest disappointment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think best narrative would be okay for that.
I'll echo that with and you're gonna finish it, but I'm gonna echo that with Death Stranding as well. So
nice.
You play that, I'll play yours. Zeke, you play more horse racing and report back to us, and we'll circle back.
Man, don't put that email on me. Don't put that email on me. I don't want to do it.
I loved Zeke's face when he realized what you were saying.
I'll play blackjack. Can I just play blackjack on stream? I've done that. They like that. It works. Right.
And then I guess the other thing with which all three of us played together, we played Peak, and we had I think we had a good time. I have a hard time judging in the moment if you guys enjoyed it.
No, this game felt like gaming. Like other games felt like like playing Repo or the Lethal Company and shit like that. Those felt like, oh, we're just gonna fuck around. We're just friends fucking around.
Sure.
Peak felt like we're gamers trying to game. We're trying to win.
It was nice,
and I was like,
collaborative
JP
goals.
didn't troll me once. Not once during that entire game did JP troll me.
That's the bar.
He trolled by singing constantly, which was a fucking treat to listen to, I gotta tell you.
I got a great voice. Fuck you. My voice is fantastic.
You absolutely do.
Yeah.
Don't let no one else tell you any different.
They don't.
Like this one felt like we all had a common goal and we're all working towards it together. And I was like, okay, I'm waiting for the moment. I need a hand. I need a hand. And JP's hand was always there, always there for me. And I was like, oh my God, we're gaming. We're actually gaming like friends.
Yeah. We almost won, by the way, Ko, on that game that you left.
Yeah.
We got to the literal, like we could see the end. And we ran out of, basically ran out of equipment and food because you don't get any food in the final area. So we weren't adequately equipped
No,
to move
it's
forward.
random if you get food because of suitcases, right? You can get.
I did not discern that from.
Oh, okay.
If
Okay.
if
There's no
one way
like
or the other.
trees or anything.
Yeah. We could potentially credit the lack of a win to me just throwing a mushroom off into the void, or using the chain thing a little too early in the caldera. That could also be another oopsie.
No, same with ropes. Same
Same
chains
with
and ropes.
Yeah.
Like there was if we get back to that spot, only use the chain thing and then and hoard that shit. Hoard food and hoard like chains and ropes until we get to the last area. Never use any of them until you absolutely necessarily need them.
Yeah. Also,
that's what I learned.
I gotta say, group vote, democracy rules here, but I vote to never give Ko a backpack ever again. All
Probably
those in
a good
favor
idea.
say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. Ko never gets
Motion
a backpack
passes.
again. Motion passes. Fantastic. You guys, we were talking about it in the channel. You guys want to play tomorrow? Same time?
Time 1 p.m.
Yeah. 1 p.m. Eastern.
I think you know what?
You guys
What are you playing tomorrow?
Me? Who?
Oh, Zeke, what are you playing tomorrow?
His day off tomorrow.
My day off tomorrow. Yeah, I got real life stuff to do that I do on Mondays.
I think
I won't be able to make it.
Dude, I think I just got pinged on if I wanted to check out 7 Days to Die
Oh yeah, I did play.
I'm gonna do
first
that.
sponsor.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna check that out tomorrow around noon. So
Okay.
actually,
Well, we'll
I
schedule
may play.
something.
I was gonna say I may play tomorrow until like 2, so I can do from like 2 to 4, or I have to go get my hair done on Tuesday. I can do it like
Wednesday works for me.
Wednesday. We can do Wednesday.
We could do Wednesday.
We can do Wednesday.
I'm
Wednesday,
off
1
on
p.m.?
Wednesday,
We doing
but
it?
I don't mind
Setting
playing
it?
off stream. Yep.
Awesome. Wednesday, 1 p.m.
I'll
All right.
contact
Send
our cohort in crime and see if Naomi can make it. I think. She's
Yeah,
Thursdays.
I have to. I'm getting my head shaved into a Zeke and a Fu Manchu mustache, and it's all getting dyed blonde.
Oh, you're going
Nice.
to the
Charity.
salon. You're gonna spend some time.
Oh, by the way, congratulations on your fucking charity goal, dude.
Oh,
didn't even say
yeah.
that.
How much you didn't? How much
Nice
did
work.
you raise?
Thank you. We raised $103,000 in 4 hours. So
Fantastic.
it was it went really, really well.
Awesome.
It's good that we didn't raise any more, because the biggest stretch goal was flying you both out to do hot tub frames.
Oh shucks.
I know, right? I know. Terrible. Maybe next
He's-
year. Next year.
I'm actually upset about that. That would have been a blast.
So funny. So Zeke, I actually messaged Zeke at the beginning, and like right at the beginning, I was like, "Can I call you?" And he
I
didn't,
know,
unfortunately
I
didn't
was
wake
just-
up
I
until I
was-
was done.
yeah,
The plan
not
was
awake,
I was going
sorry.
to call him on stream and see if I could get him to stretch goal flying him out for another hot tub stream for like like
And what were you
120
gonna
something.
do to me? Just drug me? And I was gonna show up in North Carolina.
Oh well, I know a guy, but the point is he would have gotten you here. So the point is, it would have worked. But yeah, so we'll just have to do something next year, I guess. We'll just have to figure something out. We
Yeah.
just got time now.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
You know, he has a particular.
I would
sense.
love to get if we could get like a bunch of the Drop Frames regulars, like Rami, Dan, like get them all in the hot tub, like just have a big old hot tub
Well,
party.
Rami does have an airplane, or at least a pilot license.
He can fly. Yeah, he can fly
we'd
himself
have a-
over here.
I wonder how much we could just get him for a day to fly around the states and pick everyone up. Fly them all in.
It probably costs. I don't know. I've never chartered a private plane. I'm not at that
It is
that level in my career. But it's
once
probably
looked
expensive.
at prices. I once looked at prices for private planes.
Okay.
Because I needed to get somewhere incredibly fast.
Okay.
I was not aware that private planes are like generally 10x the cost.
Yeah.
Like it
Oh,
like
they're
it is,
pri-
like
they're
I
fucking
thought it would be
crazy.
like a little more expensive.
No.
Yeah,
And they're
No,
like
firmly plants
tens
it
of
in.
thousands of dollars.
Oh
yeah.
god.
If not
yeah,
more
for
than
like
that.
one-way flights, like not even that far. It's insane. It's actually insane.
Yeah. Yeah, they're crazy.
It's insane.
Anyways, we'll talk to Rami. He'll fly some people. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Peak's good. This game's blowing up for good reason. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That's,
Friendly hand
That's
pulling
Naomi
me
right
up.
there. Yeah, Naomi was game.
I know, but that's the whole game with every
Naomi,
everybody's
Naomi
doing
was
it, except-
dude. She was the glue that held this crazy team together.
I thought it was
man.
really funny because I've played countless hours now of a multitude of games. We actually when I was deep in Rivals, Naomi was my partner in crime.
Really?
She was
cool.
She was the crash out queen of Rivals. So when she showed up, or when she joined us, not showed up, to play this, I was like, I really hope that Naomi doesn't have like a crash out with Zeke and Co.
No,
Because
no,
dude,
I don't know how you guys are going to handle
if you're
that.
listening, Naomi, if you're listening, if you're watching, I am so happy to have a crash out partner in crime.
I was gonna
my
say,
God. We were
what
both
was it?
bitching the entire time, and then finally he was like, "I can't. There's no fucking way we're gonna make it up there." And she was like, "I know this game sucks." And like we were both just bitching and whining the entire time. I'm like, "Oh, thank God, a gamer like me. Oh, good."
Oh yeah, yeah. We did, we did that Lies of P sponsor that you're doing tomorrow. Yesterday, and
Or
like
7 Days to Die.
or yeah. What I say?
Lies P.
Lies of P. Yeah, sorry. 7 Days to Die. We're like an hour into it, and Naomi dies to a zombie. She's also sponsored. She's like, God damn it, this game is great. You should check it.
Oh, it's
Like,
awesome.
It was pretty good.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, that 2.0 update, by the way, is fantastic in that game. Coolest feature, random tangent. I don't really have much else to say because I couldn't experience that much in 2 hours. Don't get addicted to it, by the way, Co. It's habit forming.
Oh, 7 Days to Die?
Yeah, don't. It's very.
Oh, dude,
habit.
the last time I did a sponsored stream for it, I ended up playing it like 20 hours.
Be
And
careful.
like I came up with this plan to build a vault, and I realized I had to rip myself away from it.
Be
so
very
I'm
careful.
only gonna play 2 hours. I don't have time
Be
for
very
a big
careful.
playthrough right now. I'm just gonna check the changes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Coolest part about it.
Dip my toe in.
It's one of those things where it's like, well, why did I have to have that extra step? I don't know. I can't answer that part. But the coolest thing they added so far that we found in 2.0 is we were playing with, it was me, Naomi, and Jinx. And if you connect your Discord to 7 Days to Die, and you're in a call on Discord, the game detects that you're in a call, and if those people join your game, they can spawn nearby you. Which, like, why don't they just have spawn near friends in the game to begin with? Sure. But the fact that it detects Discord
kinda
and
fun.
spawns
Yeah, I like
them
that.
nearby you, I was a fan of that.
That's a cool QL thing. I like that. It's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I was like, this is pretty neat. Pretty cool that they did that. So, apart from that, it's just more 7 Days to Die with more. Like they got
Yeah, you know, honestly,
DLSS and all this other stuff.
I've barely looked at the 2.0 patch notes. I'm looking forward to seeing. Like, I'm
Looks
hoping
better.
There's a lot of QOL stuff in there.
Runs
but,
better,
you know, we'll-
QOL, the tutorials
That's what I'm
are
looking
good.
forward to. I'm looking forward to exploring. There were definitely some things when I played last where I was kind of like, how is this game doing this in 2024? Like, some of the game is phenomenal, and other parts of the game are just like, what's going on here? Like with the interface.
They
and
still-
how it's- so hopefully they've worked on that a bit. We'll see.
Still doesn't pull from chest when you craft, I don't think.
Yeah, there's been it's kind of weird. I think it's been in dev so long that like a lot of now what's kind of, I don't want to say standard, but what's becoming more common in this genre, like it still hasn't kind of caught up to in some ways.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see. Can't wait to see it. It's still obviously in heavy dev, so we'll probably see it one day.
Yeah, I think that game came out in 2013. When was that game launched in early access? Like a decade
In a
ago.
while. A long time.
It's been a hot minute. When that came
Didn't Stalker
across
2 get a big patch? Yeah.
my email, I was like, really? They're doing sponsors for this?
Heck yeah, man.
Sure. Yeah,
Sunday's Die is great.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Play peak. I'm trying to see which peak part this is. You look very worried here, Zeke. Oh, you were ready to dive down.
What?
Then
No,
I
I
just
wasn't.
went up. Yeah, you were looking down, and you're like, oh.
Oh,
I
I,
think-
was looking. Yeah, I was looking to see if I could go underneath that little lip.
I think
there.
that is the better play to go. Yeah, to go down. Maybe not. Peak was a lot.
No,
of
once
fun.
you got up, I knew you would actually help. Look at you, even putting down a rope.
Put a little rope down there.
God.
Yeah. Very helpful.
But that's what I'm talking about. We didn't need that rope there.
We didn't.
We should have saved it for the caldera.
You didn't need to eat that that fruit. Right
I
before.
did it too. I was starving.
Look, again, we voted democratically.
Next time we're saving the snowberries.
We're saving the snowberries. Co's not getting a backpack, and
Yep.
we'll be careful on our item usage. It'll be good.
And we'll do that on Wednesday.
Absolutely.
And that'll be Wednesday. That'll be Wednesday.
I did play a different game that I wanted to bring up because I know the Puzzler is listening. The Puzzler is
He's always
a
listening.
watcher of this show.
Yeah.
Do you want to hate? Remember Q remastered
Star
and
Trek?
no, not for Star Trek. The games Q where you draw the lines and stuff.
Yeah.
And you do like physics puzzles.
Finish the
Do you
statement.
want one that is only for experts and is super hard and not fun? Do you want that? Well, I got one for you. It's VTuber Q.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I played it for 34 minutes. I was like, oh, I love the Q games. I have many, many hours in both of the Q games. Hold on. There's Q2 Humanity and Q Remastered are the ones that I put bunches of hours into. And I was like, oh, a new Q game. I'm going to love it. I did not love it. It is like this is this is level 6. This is the 6th room that you can do. And it is like expert level from then on. And it's not very fun. It is not gradual at all. It just jumps you right in.
Wait, what's
to,
the
like,
goal here?
expert
Do you-
shit.
What are you trying to
Oh,
do?
the goal for this, you got to put the symbols on the sleeve of her jacket or top blouse.
Holy
whatever.
shit. Okay.
You'll see there. See, there's one that locked in.
Oh.
Yeah. I eventually got this one. Yeah. I
Wow.
eventually got it, but it was rough. It took
Jeez.
quite a few tries to get this one. And then it just gets harder and harder and harder as it goes. And I eventually was like, wow, this is for experts only. And I'm not going to bother. But if the puzzler wants something to really stump his ass,
Yeah.
this is the game.
It's I don't know. We'll see if he answers the call. Oh, that's pretty genius. That's pretty good right there. The giant like
No, I eventually got it, and it was close to this idea.
okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, if you fast forward just the tiniest bit,
I still stand by the fact that I think this might be one of the better simple puzzle games to come out in a very long time.
no, Q Remastered and Q2 Humanity are very, very well constructed games. This one is just like, I don't know if there's a game I could compare it to where it's like, the first game was like fun and it's like the first levels were fairly straightforward and easy, and then it got a little bit more. There, see, I got it.
Ah,
Bing.
okay.
Then they get eventually more difficult, and then the last levels are like pretty fucking hard, which is fine. I think the progression should be there. And then the second game comes out, and it's like, oh, you played the first one? Well, I hope you liked the last level of the first one, because that's how we start.
Yeah, I
that's
never
this.
checked. Oh my god, what? Water the flowers. Do
This one
not
wasn't.
knock over the.
Yeah, do not knock over the flower pots. So this one wasn't that difficult. I actually completed it in like there, right there.
Oh,
And I'm like, is it working? Am I doing it? Oh, I am doing it. Okay, there you go.
that's how it goes sometimes.
But then which one? I was wondering if there was one that made me quit. if we'll see it. This, oh my God, this wasn't even expert. This was just stupid. It's actually a slot machine.
Of course.
And you just have to get Kaneko across the board somehow. It's just dumb. You just have to drop little balls on the stops. You drop it on the start, and then you have to drop it on the stops. And you have to get it the timing exactly. and you see the little circle with the NE.
Yep.
You have to get 3 of those across the middle, and it's
Wow.
just stupid.
Yeah. No, that's
It's
tough.
ridiculous.
That's tough. Q with VTubers. How much is Q with
The
VTubers?
puzzler.
Is that like a DLC? Is that like added on?
No, it's a standalone, but it's relatively cheap. It's $2.27 right now.
Okay, that's appropriate. Yeah.
But it's if you beat all of the Q games before this, and you're like, those were easy. Here's the one that will change your fucking mind.
Appropriately priced. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else, Zeke? You've been playing? I saw.
Let's see.
You finish it. So are you done with MGS5? Are you done?
Yep, I got to the true ending, the quote unquote true ending. There were side missions that I didn't do. I didn't listen to all the tapes and stuff. I listened to all the yellow tapes, and by yellow tapes I mean they differentiate in the game between like the story, what is it? Not mandatory, but
Audio logs? Is that what you're
plot important
talking- Yeah.
tapes. There's white tapes. Apparently, there's over like
Oh, there's a
7
lot.
hours of tapes,
There-
7 to 8 hours of
MGS.
recordings you can listen to.
You can go. That game can be 100 hours long.
Oh, easily,
Yeah.
easily.
Easily, yeah.
I did it with mods. And I will say,
Oh.
if you don't want to worry about the management simulator part of this fucking game, get these mods. And you can just go to my channel, type #mods.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
started to
it's still a
say.
command. And I had 3 mods that I used, which were instant building, so you don't have to wait. So once you like research something, it's automatic. It just goes poof, it's in your inventory. There was I only recruited, the Fulton and ballooned them out, the soldiers. They were only S rank or above. So you don't have to worry about like being choosy about who you Fulton out. And the third one was something else to just speed up like the base building part of it, which I was not into at all. And it really made for a very streamlined and enjoyable experience. Like as far as that goes, with the mods, without them, I would have never finished it. But with them, I did end up finishing it. It still took me like 40 plus hours to finish.
Yeah, you still. Did that game launch on on PC at the same time? Because I have 34 hours on PC.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't even remember when that game came.
Sounds right. Yeah, people on my channel are saying yes.
Okay, all right. So you spent an additional 10 hours in that game than I did. So I must have not even seen the like true ending, though a lot of
Maybe
it
not.
was BS. I felt.
But I also take a lot longer.
I didn't
with
like
games
the
anyways.
story of that at all. Yeah, I thought MGS.
You didn't? I didn't mind it. I thought it was. It reminded me a lot of Death Stranding, to be honest with you. Like
Yeah.
some of the cinematics and the storylines and plot lines and stuff like that. I can see where he was going, like where his creative like proclivities were going. Like from MGS5, I could see the jump from that to Death Stranding for sure.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I really I liked it a ton better than I liked Peace Walker, which was my least favorite Metal Gear.
I don't even think I've played Peace Walker.
Don't bother.
Okay,
It's
fair.
it was pretty boring, and there wasn't a lot of Easter eggs in it, which kind of like is part of why I do these games, is because I have one specific person, but many people who help out, pointing out like, oh, if you do this, you'll get this cool weird cutscene, or if you like, when you knock on the locker, it's like, oh, you knocked on her private parts, like a poster, and then the pervert alert. It's in MGS 1 or 2. I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's a locker you open with a poster of a bikini gal, and if you sneak up to it, you go and you knock on it. The pervert alert goes wham, and they come and attack you. It's crazy.
You should
But
play
yeah, there's some of that
Death
in
Stranding
this.
too.
Of course, Quiet. We saw Quiet and we loved Quiet.
Oh God,
She was great. She was quiet, but not that quiet.
what a weird character.
Yeah, but it was fun. I actually enjoyed it, and it was. I enjoyed it even more that I could. Once I don't really do like open world stealth. It's just a weird, different thing for me. Like stealth in like a contained like modular thing, like your Dishonored or your Thieves or stuff like that. Like you're inside of a place and you can sneak past this guard if he does. But in like this open world, it's so many options of what to do. Once I was like, oh, I don't have to stealth at all. I was like, oh, and then I got the grenade launcher. I was like, okay, game changer, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So I just like walk into a town. It's like, you have to extract this fucking prisoner out of this town. It's like, there's a lot of people, might want to take it easy. Oh, you're just going to grenade everybody? Okay, cool. Fine. Sounds good. So that's what I did. I just started grenading everybody. And it's like, oh, no one's left alive. Here we go. Bye.
I can only add to this through Death Stranding too. That's my favorite part of DS2 is the game starts out and you have like shotguns and pistols and, you know, normal guns.
Yeah.
Kojima by the end of this, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's like you have a lot of fun with the encapsulation of fuck it in terms of your arsenal that is available to you.
Someone in Coach Chat can't be missed. Is quick to point out, I'm not embarrassed. There's a mechanic in Metal Gear Solid 5 called the chicken hat that you can enable if you want.
Okay.
And what that means is if you get caught like 3 times and you have the mission failed, they're like, do you want to put on the chicken hat? I'm like, yes, I do. And you put on the chicken hat. And what happens is they notice you hear that sound. And then they go, oh, I didn't see you. And they honestly physically do that in the game. That's what the chicken hat does. They look at you, they're like,
funny.
Hey, never mind. And I'm no shit. I'm not kidding you. The fucking vehicles do it too.
Nice.
So you're walking up to a tank and it's like got its gun pointed directly at you and it knows you. And then the chicken hat, you hear it go, and he goes, the cannon of the tank like looks around.
It happens. It happens. Somehow my stream froze, but no one else's did. But now we're back. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I see your stream go like F's and mine, none of mine.
It's just a Barry thing. Barry just hates me. That's how it is.
God damn it, Barry.
Yeah, he's British, so he's still pissed off about his tea. Yeah, Zeke, go play. You should start Death Stranding.
I will eventually.
JP, you should go play Liza P.
I've explained why I can't. He doesn't have a game. I am beholden to my audience and the audience's wishes.
Yeah. No, after Wednesday, I could fire it up. I could fire up Death Stranding 2 on Thursday. I got nothing.
Oh, I don't mean on stream. It's not a smart business decision at all to do that on. Play it off.
To do it on stream. I told them I would though. I told them I would at least give it 1 day.
Okay. Yeah.
I like it.
I'll give it 1 stream.
Yeah.
But I don't have a Pro. Do I need a PS4 Pro for this?
No.
PS5 Pro.
I'm playing on a normal PS5.
Yeah.
You do need a PS5.
Yes, you do need a PS5. I think you have
a PS5.
Those. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, good.
I do.
You got to dust it off.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know what benefit I saw on the Pro. I couldn't tell you.
Apparently it does run a little bit better, especially at higher resolutions. So.
Okay. I ran it in performance mode. I don't know what that
Mine's
means.
running fine.
Yeah.
On PS5. I'm not seeing.
Are you ever going to finish FF7?
That was Dawntrail, then 7.
That's what you have to do.
Those are the goals. So I'll finally be finishing.
You have to stream Dawn Trail, and then you have to stream how many hours of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Well, I stopped in 11. I've been told I can get a save. I stopped in chapter 11. So I've been told I can get a save from chapter 11 and finish it, which is only about 7 to 10 hours, I think. So that's what I'm saying. Look, if I decide in the next month, if something comes up and I'm not here and my channel turns to dust, it's because of the sun.
You can just live off the Thon money for a while.
I was just gonna say that's what the Thon
That's
pays
what
for
the
this.
money's for.
Yeah, exactly. You pre-bankrolled the streams.
That's the thing. Yeah. What quote is that from? That's what the money's for. Where he screams it. That's from something.
I want to say Money Pit, but I don't think that's right.
No.
No.
Oh, it's not Money Pit.
Mad Men.
Mad Men. Oh, that's right. That's why Don Draper was top of mind because you guys were talking about smoking. And that's a whole thing in that show.
Yeah.
Hey, you should go watch Mad Men. That show's great.
I need to watch that show.
Oh, it's fucking phenomenal. Hey,
Yes,
guys,
fantastic.
let's play Peak. We've got an out. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks
Have
for
a great
tuning
weekend.
in.
God damn.
Appreciate you
Yeah.
all.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday we're going to be playing more. I'll contact I'll contact the VTuber Association and see if they can loan out Naomi.
See if
to
they can
us.
lend a VTuber, whichever's
Yeah.
available at the time.
We need a
Yeah, see
VTuber with
which
us
one isn't
on Wednesday
is
for our
not
Peak
currently
experience.
active.
Mm-hmm.
Rent it
Well, I
out.
forgot to mention that I've been playing Dune in my off time. I've got about 24 hours in it.
Yeah, you mess.
Be careful playing right now.
I don't know
Why?
what that's in reference to. What's that in reference to?
Game is having some issues. There are ornithopters disappearing, worms.
See, I told
flying
you.
ar-
I fucking told you. I was bitching about it in the Drop Frames chat that my fucking motorbike went away.
Yeah,
And JP was like, no,
but
it's probably in your storage gunner.
biggest
blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
problem-
no, I booted it up and it left. It's gone.
here's what I would call the deal breaker. The deal breaker is that they're currently dealing with hacking in PvE areas that are letting people get into people's bases. And like, I just read a post on Reddit about a guy that lost like all of the spice melange he had farmed
Oh,
the last 50
no.
hours. Yeah, like overnight.
Wow.
Oh,
Like they broke into his base at a PvE server and took all his stuff. So, needless to say, a lot of people right now are actually packing their stuff up, and a lot of people are like, we enjoyed the ride. It's clear the game needs to cook a little bit. We're gonna put all our base in our bank and give it a few patches.
Now, is that for public servers or private servers?
I mean, public servers are where a lot of the hacking is occurring. So,
Okay.
they're creating the tech.
So I should be okay if I'm on your server.
Yes, theoretically,
Okay.
but I mean, we can't guarantee it, unfortunately.
Well,
very
glitches still
limited
happen,
tools.
but I'm talking about hackers.
I am also talking about hackers because we don't actually have an
Oh.
admin interface to our servers. We only have passwords. So, like, if
no-
someone
you
gets a
can't ban
password,
people.
I don't even know who's. Yeah, like, so we can't really do anything.
Okay.
So, like I say, we haven't had any
Okay.
issues yet, but that doesn't mean we're not going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well,
anyway,
I'm still
they're-
well early game. I'm not even close to spice farming
And,
yet. So like,
I was saying today, like, there's a huge amount of amazing game in there if you never even go to the deep desert. So you'll like a lot of the worst stuff I'm talking about right now is all as they have kind of the end game completely open and exposed as they're figuring out what they are. And so it's it's been a thing. But I'm sure we'll be talking about this a lot in the next couple months because there's going to be a lot of work on this game in the next couple months. I'll be following it closely. So
Cool. Fantastic. All right, let's wrap up the show, do some shout outs, and get out of there. Hey, we started on time today, and we're ending a little bit before. That's incredible. What a, wow. Who knew? Who knew? Zeke, do some
somehow
shout
got
outs.
almost 3 hours out of like
I
nothing.
like how we're
Yeah.
we're excited to be cheating our audience out of 5 minutes of show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said it.
Actually, we
sure.
we give you like 15 minutes more show.
That's right.
They owe
On
us.
any given show. Anyways, what's up, everybody? I'm Ezekiel III. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Ko and JP for being my co-hosts every week. You can find me at /Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You want to check me out? I stream every day at 1 p.m. Eastern, except Mondays. So I'm off tomorrow to do real life stuff. That's when I can take care of my, life business stuff. But I will be back on Tuesday doing a 100-month sub appreciation stream of a game that is older. I'm not even sure how old this game is. It's called Boulder Dash. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a shareware game or it's an older game. Yeah, it's from 1984, apparently. And it was on the Commodore 64.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how I'm gonna play it, but I'll fucking figure it out, I guess. But that's what I'm gonna be playing on Tuesday for Full On RC. That's their 100-month choice game. And then Wednesday we're gonna be playing some more Peak. And then Thursday might be the day that we fire up Death Stranding 2. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But we got Tuesday and Wednesday already planned for you. So come on out. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Go.
Absolutely. As always, thank you to JP and Zeke. Another fun week. My name is Ko. I currently in the throes of a Lies of P addiction. We're going to be continuing the DLC tomorrow morning. It's been awesome and a very cool little kind of like self-contained adventure. So that's going to be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. ET. We're also going to bring back Death Stranding next week as we work towards Death Stranding 2. Probably be checking in on Dune every so often. And as soon as one of those wrap up, I want to get the altars on there and also play more War Torn. So we got lots of stuff coming up. Hope to see you there. And if I don't see you until next week, have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Fantastic. Hi, hello. I'm going to be dual wielding MMOs for the next couple of probably week or 3. Final Fantasy 14 story and then Lotro with Buds. We'll probably stream both as well as some different stuff thrown in there like Peak this Wednesday with Ko and Zeke. So that's what we got going on. Thanks for watching, everyone. We turned nothing into a 3-hour show. That's our specialty.
Ooh, quality.
We're always good at talking, you know? Can always count on us just blabbing. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next week. We should probably get a guest. I'll try to figure out a guest.
Sounds
Pretty
great.
cool.
Yeah, they're cleaning my AC on Tuesday, so that's going to be a lot of time where I don't want to be next to my computer. So
Great time to find a guest.
yeah, I will work on finding a guest during that 6-hour period of no AC in the Texas heat. I'm glad it stopped raining just for that. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.